Hey guys, welcome back to the Nick and Tub podcast. Before we start with the intro, we have something important to talk about. Our friend Linda, who was on this before, Linda Chung, has a fundraiser that she's doing that she started on her birthday, and Tub's going to take it away explaining what it is.
If you listen to the last podcast episode, you already know what it is, but if you haven't, it's donating a lot of sanitation materials for women in homeless shelters who have a very high demand for it but don't have it. Her goal right now, I believe, is to raise $500 by
December 23rd.
Yeah, and so
As
if
of
you guys
right now, I believe she's at like 280 or something like
fuck
that. Yeah, she's doing
dude,
really
I
well.
haven't seen an update on it. That makes me happy. So
If you want more information on it,
we will plug it.
we have the link underneath this video. If you're listening to audio, it's on our YouTube. It's the easiest way to find it. Just go to our YouTube channel, look up this video, and on the last video as well, there's a link to the video of her explaining it, and there is also a link to the GoFundMe if you would like to donate.
We also have retweeted on Twitter, so you can find it there.
Right.
And with that being said, we're trying to keep our intros shorter. So we have 50 seconds for this intro, and we're sticking fucking to it. You go for this
So
one.
like I said, episode 53, we have our buddy Tim, and that's just where I'll keep it for the sake of his it's just his alias. We'll call him Tim and Ethan.
Yeah. Longtime friend.
Yeah.
Was on the original, like I said at the end of the episode, original guest list.
Yeah.
Meant to have him on, within the, don't shake your head at me. Meant to have him
He's
on
still
within the first
here.
fucking 5 guests, and now
Yeah,
he's 53, but it's cool. It's cool.
He is a rap artist. He is an audio engineer. He does photography, video. He talks all about that in this episode. And I think that pretty much just summarizes it, because we're just going to let the
10
episode.
seconds
We're going to let
left.
the episodes take it away. So without further ado, please help him. Wow. Please help us welcome our guest, Tim, as we start the episode now. You fucked that up so bad. There's the Welcome to the
Nick and Tub.
Nick and Tub podcast. That was good. Again, I'm always fucking stoked on it.
I want that fucking dumb podcast. I like it.
It's fucking good shit. That was so good.
Dude, this is the best fucking thing we've ever done.
All right. It's fine.
Did I do it wrong?
Damn.
No, it's fine. You suck, but it's fine.
Fuck y'all.
Just fucking leaves after all that setup. There were multiple things that I wanted to hop into, because I was going to introduce you. I'll probably do the same somewhat. No, I won't do the same introduction. We're going to fix our introductions, but all the different names that you have will bring up all the different things that we can talk about, because
Okay.
you're Tim.
Yeah.
You're also Ethan.
Yes.
You're Timmy Talks.
I am.
You're Redface.
I am.
What else is there?
That nigga.
I can't say no.
That's all right. I said it for you.
So
Fuck, I'm so excited.
You left the door open for that. You left the door open for that, for real.
You want to clarify that last one?
Come on. You just named 4 other names.
Okay.
What is that? What is it?
No, because okay.
What are you doing here? I just watched
Mainly,
the Irishman, so I feel like, what are we doing here? Like,
it's all the mafia
shit, I
movies
haven't
are
even
so.
seen it, dude.
It's 3.5 hours long.
trash.
What?
It's garbage. Now I'm gonna tell
It's
you.
garbage.
It's garbage. I'm gonna tell you why.
Bro, we
though.
hit record and you're from New York?
Hey, bro, I'm gonna tell you why.
It's
though.
all old mafia shit.
Yeah, it's horrible. But it's not okay. It's not
You
bad.
ever seen Goodfellas?
No.
Don't even put it in the same.
I'm
oh.
not. I'm saying it's.
Have you seen it?
I watched the ending with Patrick the other night. I just kind of.
The ending was interesting.
Yeah,
I will say that.
It was really sad.
It was super sad.
Yeah.
The whole movie was very sad.
Very
I'm not even gonna
depressing.
cap you down.
Yeah.
But you can tell it wasn't. You can tell it was something that they was gonna definitely put like in a movie, like in the movies. But then they were like, let's hold this and see if somebody else wants it. Like, let's shop it around, because it wasn't that the story wasn't good. Story was cool, had some holes. Because I read up on stuff like that. So like, there's a couple holes here and there.
All stories
but,
do.
Yeah, but no here, no there. But there was definitely some holes. And then you're looking at how do you say it? Like the I don't know how to. It just didn't hit home. It was just so much stuff going on.
Yeah.
That it wasn't planned out Right. It was like
Seem hectic.
it seemed like they had a bunch of clips and they were like, yeah, I think this will work. Like it was one of those things.
Mm-hmm.
It was shot very nicely, you know, everything. You can tell it was a Scorsese film.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as storyline goes and the extra clips that they had, and you can just kind of tell like, okay, they were kind of running off at the hip with this. And then also with all these stars that you had in it, I mean, I'm gonna guess they put the movie on Netflix and honestly with all those people in it because they wanted to people look at it. Oh, well, they got 3 of the top gangsters in the movie. You know what I'm saying? Let's all look at it. Actors don't save movies all the time. Let's just be 110% honest.
Yeah.
They don't save the movie all the time, and sometimes
you can't rely on that.
Yeah, you can't get away with just star power.
Yeah.
Like that. I mean, The Expendables was only such a good of a movie.
I never even watched them. I didn't.
It was like 14
It
of
was
the
like
biggest
90.
names.
Yeah, I know. I remember seeing the trailers for them, and I was thinking like, I was thinking like, it just seems like a clusterfuck of famous actors,
Yeah.
and therefore I can't like keep track of anything, so I wasn't even interested.
Yeah. See, that's a really good point to make is that you can only have so much star power before like the movie just flops. I mean, just because you have Pesci in it, you have Robert De Niro. I forget the last guy's name. I can never remember his fucking name.
Neither can I, and I know exactly who you're talking about.
But those 3 actors together, they're great. But if the storyline is flopping that hard, especially like it's hard to keep a 3.5 hour movie interesting.
That was the problem.
Yeah.
There was so many like I mean, I know you haven't seen it, so I'm not gonna go too deep into it, but even how De Niro becomes who he becomes might be one of the stupidest things I've ever seen in my entire life. And it was the way it was portrayed. It wasn't the way it happened. It was the way that he portrayed it.
Yeah.
It just didn't make any sense. And I was like, oh, okay. Even though his acting was amazing and all that stuff, and all those people, because you know the Goodfellas and stuff like that, they were pretty much all in the same movie together.
Mm-hmm.
You can't. It was like they were trying to remake it. And the Goodfellas is Goodfellas.
Oh yeah.
Let's not try to.
You haven't seen it.
No, I haven't seen Goodfellas.
One of the
Bro, I'm gonna tell you right now, there are some of the like there's some of the biggest movies that I have not seen.
Okay.
I recently saw Titanic last year. And that's like one of the biggest movies ever.
Wild to me.
I know.
Let's talk about you.
I haven't seen Godfather. I haven't seen any of that
I'm
shit.
on board with you with like not seeing some of the biggest movies. Like 100%. I get that. I am constantly behind. Goodfellas was one of those ones that's just like, I don't know.
You couldn't not see it.
Have you seen National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation?
Movie's hilarious.
It's fucking December, dude.
It's fucking December,
Have you seen
dude.
Home Alone?
Yes.
Please.
Thank fucking God.
I say you have to get out.
Then again, you lived like a very
Do you
sheltered...
know the national anthem?
Okay, I don't mean to be that person that's like, I hate people that are like that, so excuse me. But Christmas Vacation is fucking... Are you serious, Clark? Like, it's got some fucking crazy good
It's a
quotes
classic.
it is.
Makes sense, yeah.
But yeah, I get what you're saying. Like, I'm behind on a shit ton of movies too, so whatever.
I mean...
But Goodfellas, dude, from start to finish, one of the best fucking mafia movies there is.
But I like movies from like the 80s and stuff like that. Like I enjoy.
You're a
movies
big fan
like
of that, and actually, that's a cool transit. Like, keep going.
Yeah, but I love movies like that because I feel like they had not more substance. I mean, you know what I'm saying? A movie's a movie. You know, you're gonna have substance where you're gonna have substance no matter whatever. But I think they just were so much more colorful about it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Especially with these directors that were just coming out and finding themselves. There was a lot more envelopes pushed and so on and so forth. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
like the reason why I didn't like that Irishman movie though, and because it's 3 hours long.
Yeah.
You look
Three
at
and a
some.
half.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
Yeah.
You're looking is
Like when people say 3 hours, they're thinking, oh, like 250. No, it's 3 hours and 30 minutes.
It's like
long.
Gone with the Wind. I remember when I was 7, my parents had me sit down with them and watch that movie. I can't tell you how many times I fell asleep. That movie has an intermission. It's a DVD. Who needs an intermission in a DVD? I was hot. But anyway, that's another story.
Yeah.
But like how Tarantino does his. Now, granted, different person, different everything. His movies will be long. Granted, they're broken up into chapters. So granted, in a sense, they really don't got to make sense because they're in a chapter. But you know, regardless of the fact, kind of like how in the Pulp Fiction movie, you've seen that, right?
I've not seen Pulp Fiction either.
I haven't either.
What?
I know a lot of the scenes from it though.
What?
I know a lot of the fucking scenes.
Hey,
from
y'all-
it.
I haven't seen Kill Bill.
You guys are lost. Anyway,
any of that
you guys
shit.
are-
Okay, you're also talking to somebody who studies film and like TV shows,
Everything.
everything for his music.
yeah.
Like he has in his music, I can't ever keep up with, like, I'm not trying to be that guy, but I can't listen to a lot of your music because I can never keep up.
It's all right.
I'll listen to, which, by the way,
That's a compliment anyway, baby.
You dig me?
You were on a daily mix for weeks on my Spotify. And it was like with all of the biggest artists that you could be in, and yours kept getting thrown in there. And I was like, that's kind of cool.
I have a radio now.
Do you
on
really?
Spotify? Yeah, I have a radio. Yeah, not to be one of those people that talks about, stuff like that in that sense.
No,
but I got my numbers back for like the year.
Oh, I saw that.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
I said, huh?
You had.
They played me. They played me last year.
Where'd you post it?
I think Instagram and Twitter. I think I posted it on
Twitter.
Let
me see. Just see if I can find it really quick. But before we go any farther, because we just keep
tangenting.
Yeah.
Expect that.
Introduce yourself.
Yeah.
What's good, y'all?
How do you introduce yourself? Okay.
What's good?
To just give a quick preface before he does, his name is Tim. His name is also Ethan. I've known him as Ethan since
7th grade.
You're in 7th grade, so that was 2009, 2008, somewhere around there. We've known each other over 10 years.
Yeah.
I've known you as Ethan, and then
I've known you as Ethan from high school.
Yeah.
And then Tim switched up when
I started doing photography. Which, by the way, funny story, this man right here is the only reason why I do photography. So just by the way, I appreciate everybody that supports me. Trust me, I cry every day about it. It's an amazing thing. But this is if you want to thank anybody, it's this one. Just letting you know. Continue.
He's for people that don't watch the audio, to which I don't.
Who don't watch the audio.
Sorry, who don't watch the video.
I was going to let him live.
Everybody don't watch the audio.
Eat my ass. Okay, so he's talking to me because he wanted to pick up a camera at some point, 2 years ago?
2 years ago.
2 years ago.
It was 2 years in August.
Yeah, and so he did. And I helped him out, just teaching him whatever I could teach him. And now he's doing...
everything.
You're doing a lot. Doing a lot. Okay, so before the whole Ethan, Tim, introducing yourself thing... do that, and then we'll get into the Spotify stuff.
I'm Tim, 2 M's, because there's a country music singer that has 1 M, so he took my name.
Are we not going by your government name at all?
We are not.
Okay.
We are not. There's a reason why people that only know me by that name are the people that I went to school with. So gotta build a brand here, Nick.
So your name is Tim.
My name is Tim.
Just flat Tim.
Timm.
Nothing else.
Beyonce, Rihanna,
Tim. No cap. So I'm Tim. I do photography, videography, you know what I'm saying? I make music, and I'm here.
And as his
and he pisses off Nick.
Every time I can
I'm gonna tell everybody right now, this is about to get fucking wild. There's gonna be a lot of arguing.
Hey man.
Been friends for 10 years because
I'm so excited.
I'm not. So on his Spotify, what we were talking about when he got his numbers back, Timm Elliott, also Redface.
Facts. Oh yeah, that too.
Yeah.
Hi guys. That's like just a moniker I use. I like anime. That's the reason why that name is where it's at.
Yeah, and he has the whole what I forget
it's
what show.
It's the Obiso mask, but on there.
Yeah, the Obiso mask.
It's the Obiso mask. Granted, I haven't had time to change it. I have another logo, but I've had time to change it because Spotify keeps playing with me.
Yeah.
So, but continue.
So on Spotify, he got 10.6 thousand streams, 328 hours,
crazy,
1.6 thousand listeners,
I'm crying.
in 64 countries.
Yo,
whoa,
you dig?
Let me
see pretty good.
That's
pretty fucking good.
They don't even speak English over there. That's all I was like. Yo,
you're saying over there, you don't even know which area you're talking about.
Yo, the only one that it gave me statistics on was like Germany. That it went up.
Oh shit!
It went up like 126%.
Huh. Something
like that. And I was like, oh, shout out to y'all. You'll never talk to me though. You know what I mean? I wish I had 10.k followers. Stop playing with me. Like, but nah, I'm happy. I'm happy with it, that happy because last year they played me. But like, it's cool. You know what I'm saying? Music is fun. And granted, it's not all about numbers. I'm just really surprised that 64 countries are listening to me. That's a very interesting thing.
Yeah. I mean, even if you're thinking
it was just like 2 dudes on a road trip through Europe.
Going back and forth. Like, yo, we're going to run this up. But
they're just like, yo, this shit's pretty cool.
But I will say this, though. A lot of the people that I get my beats from, besides, people from out here, only one person from out here, but only like they're all from overseas. So a lot of my music does come from England, Ireland, so on and so forth, where those people are one of the biggest supporters of mine anyway. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, it made sense, but I didn't know 64.
Yeah.
I was thinking like 3.
U.S.
Yeah.
I mean, even if you really think about it, though,
UK.
which is kind of crazy, is that 64 countries, if you do one person per country, that's still 64 people around the world in completely different fucking areas are listening to you.
That's just crazy to me.
Yeah, it's wild.
That shit is not happening in the 90s.
So
No,
for
it was
you,
not.
sir,
Thank you.
congratulations.
Thank you.
Um,
He didn't clap because he don't mess with me, but it's all right.
what?
Listen, nobody clapped. Clap! Clap! Everybody clap!
I knew somebody that I think it was like a family member. They had a little cousin or something that when he would say a joke, he'd look at you and be like, laugh. And just,
What?
yeah, kids probably kill people. So,
He's probably in juvie.
yeah.
Big juvie.
Big juvie.
We can either hop
No hot
in
boys.
to photography.
Whatever you want to do.
talk about-
It's y'all show.
We can talk
talk
about the
about
Tesla
you.
truck.
God.
Hey, yo, first and foremost, Nick is the biggest hater in the world for not trying to order himself a Tesla truck. So,
First of all, sir, I'm broke.
first of all, it's only
And even if I
$100.
did, and
I'm kidding.
and even if I did have the fucking money, I would not buy that thing.
He's buying an F-150.
I would buy a Tesla, not that fucking truck.
Hey, man, look.
Now, am I gonna eat my fucking words in like 10 years? Sure, probably.
It's gonna be like it's gonna be
A year
It's
and a
gonna be
half.
2. It's
When
gonna
he
be
sees-
2 to 3
He's gonna
years.
see something on Twitter like, whoa,
no.
that's super sick.
He's
And
gonna see
want one too.
We're gonna be driving on the 405. He's gonna see one right next to it. He goes, "Oh, so that's how it looks in real life."
What if I throw a rock at it?
Oh shit.
Bullets and
Bulletproof
rocks.
windows, bulletproof steel.
I'm gonna raid a small village.
No, granted.
Do some environment friendly pillaging.
Hey, stop playing with me.
Ethan's photography career ended after this podcast
You're,
came out.
you're telling me. I'm kidding, guys. We're having fun here. Continue.
I'm saying this for public reasons.
The day of reckoning was December 16th, 2019.
Lose every last follower I have. Y'all unfollow me? Just me? Hey, man. But ain't they supposed to get...
Holy shit.
That's going to be me, my Tesla truck. From the sky. From the sky.
If nobody knows what we're talking about, fucking plane just flew real
Yeah, we're getting
nice and low.
aerated by China right now.
Imagine. Dude, whenever I hear that shit, all I'm waiting for is that.
Yeah, dude. I'm waiting for like the ground to shake and like a bomb to go off in the distance and just think like, oh, so it starts now.
It's fucking scary to think that we have Edwards Air Force Base like right down the road.
I think about that all the time. How like we could be a huge fucking target for like an attack.
They're gonna flatten our flattened lands. Like,
Well, at least
They're
Edwards
going to
isn't
flatten
like.
our flattened lands.
At least Edwards isn't like in flat lands. In the middle of like the city. At least it's like
it's not like a
in
like an Air
Mojave,
Force
right?
town?
Yeah.
yeah, it's in Mojave, but
So
still,
at least that's a
would,
cool cushion.
A nuke would reach us.
Yeah, but like why?
they gonna nuke it?
But yeah, they're not going to nuke
They're
a
gonna bomb
military
it.
base.
Nuke would
We'll
reach
be
it.
all right.
That's
Yeah,
why I
that-
said a fucking bomb dropping down. Okay, yeah, if they like gave it just your casual fucking explosive to blow up just
Your
that
casual
area.
fucking firebombing.
But if
you'll
we
be
ever
fine.
decided to get
Snake
nuked
bomb.
by one of the countries that hates us, like it would reach for sure.
Yeah, but nukes are for killing people as much more than they are for destroying infrastructure. I feel like
Yeah, both.
Yeah.
they do both.
No, because technically speaking, we bombed Japan because first of all, we was tired. Stop playing with us.
tired.
I mean, look, I'm gonna be real with you. Oh, my bad. To be real with you, we dropped flyers telling them, "Yo,
Leave.
We're gonna do this.
Go
And
away.
if you don't,
We're gonna bomb
comply.
you."
We're doing it."
Yeah.
They
Said,
didn't care.
nah, y'all staying here. We're straight. And then the next day of the Enola Gay, that's what the plane was called.
The Enola Gay.
The Enola Gay.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying? Came through and we won. They signed the treaty. No, they didn't after the first one. They did it after the second one.
Second
After
one.
the
We
second
dropped
one.
flyers for the second one too.
And they did it, and they didn't pull out.
They were like, nah, they won't do it twice.
Nah,
Cap.
they're playing. But no, that was
Like
that
we
was
dropped over
Yeah,
the
flyers
city.
over
we
the city.
dropped flyers
Oh,
over
no
the city
shit.
saying,
I did not-
evacuate now, we're gonna kill you all.
and like tomorrow, the next day, we're doing this.
You know,
and,
it's fucked up.
and they stayed.
They did it in English. This is not funny.
Oh
That's why no one left.
So we're all doing this. Then. So we're all
Oh
gonna
my
go down
God.
today, right?
Oh, yeah.
They're like, I don't know what this is, but it's a threat.
Oh, dude, we've said. I know, like you've listened to maybe a handful here and there. We've said some pretty outlandish fucking shit on here.
Yeah, you're
good.
bro.
Okay,
You're
cool,
good.
amazing. So continuing. So yeah. So as far as that goes, yeah. I mean, I think, but we did that really to stop them from Because they are cities like this. I mean, their whole country's like this.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? 2 more bombs that would have been the rest of Japan.
If
Japan
we-
would have been an island that you can't go to anymore.
Yeah, if we really wanted to bomb Japan in a strategic, tactical way, we just would have attacked their military bases. They nuked a city.
Yeah.
They nuked 2 cities.
Yeah.
Populated cities.
To kill off the people.
Yeah, they did that to end a war. They won't target the Antelope Valley with a nuke.
But I will say this,
They'll target LA.
yeah, they'll target. They got to go for big cities.
Yeah,
but
LA, New York, Chicago, those are the ones
that's
that are going
why.
to first.
That's why I want to move to New York, but I don't because all at the same
of the
time.
nukes?
No, because everything bad happens in New York. If you think about
not
it,
true at
no.
all.
Any movie, remember Day After Tomorrow, that movie where they just flooded New York
Because
City.
they have 8 million people in a small area. That's
I'm
how you
not
can show
going out.
catastrophe.
8 million
You're gonna
and
shoot
one.
that
If
shit.
I'm there-
Are you going to shoot that shit in Montana?
First of all,
It's not gonna. Everyone's gonna be like, they killed
first
like
of all,
20 people. Who cares?
What bodies of water is from Montana?
I'm not talking about the bodies of water.
I'm just saying. I'm talking about that movie. But regardless, I'm not going there because it just seems to be all bad shit. Like any movie has always been nigga Hulk just jumping through trees and shit, or whatever the case is, jumping building to building. There's always some wild shit happening in New York.
Avengers happened in New York.
Exactly. Didn't happen in LA. No, it didn't. Just drinking coffee, hanging out while they're getting air raided at a time.
Fiction.
I'm just saying, dog. I know it's fiction, but I'm just saying, like any bad thing that could happen happens in New York. I'm just
What about
saying.
California?
Other than earthquakes and what else? What else bad happens in California and besides fires?
Taxes.
Wasn't Day After Tomorrow in California as well? The whole fucking.
I don't. You know what? Crazy. I only remember New York.
That's the
Well,
movie
it's because it was like
Wasn't
the whole,
there 2 though?
it was an entire storm.
Wasn't
it?
there an Affleck in it? One of the brothers.
I don't remember
Well,
that movie.
hold
I
on.
was like,
They were in New
After
York.
Tomorrow.
I remember
But
them being
I think
in
it
New
was a
York.
worldwide phenomenon. Like there were a ton of storms, but the story was told in New York.
Oh, okay. Day After Tomorrow is the different one with what's his fucking face in it?
I really honestly
Jake
only
Gyllenhaal.
I'm talking about the one with 2012,
Oh yeah. That one was in New York.
yeah.
I mean, that was in LA.
and
Yeah.
that had what the fuck is his name? Oh, John Cusack, not an Affleck.
Yeah. Regardless of the fact, can't swim.
You got fucking Independence Day, White House down. There's
White House down.
like
Well, yeah, that's attacking the president.
Hey,
so-
let me
okay,
ask you
but
a
what
question.
I'm getting
can't
at
be
is
in
like
New York.
catastrophes are not just in New York;
Wait.
they're also here.
Wait, side note: if y'all was in the presidential, situation, not talking about like one of my mans over there, but y'all pushing the button on North Korea.
Fuck no.
No,
My hand. Well, you said what?
Fuck no.
his
said
hand is heavy as shit. You already know.
No,
lead,
I'm just
lead
asking.
fucking just. He's just gonna fucking bomb
Well,
everybody.
I mean, look, man, we was all.
This is exactly what I'm talking about. This is how the
it
arguments
was
are
all
going to start.
sweet. It was all sweet, but then I heard that they talk about, nah, we not talking to y'all no more. It's game on. It would have been over. I would have said, oh, okay, cool, bet. Everybody
Give me
and
the
their
football.
mother, we're going to North Korea and we're gonna. I don't know what does it look like in North Korea. Isn't it like just all rural stuff because they don't have like actual buildings or something like that? They keep them in the dark, something like that. I watched like a documentary and they had somebody had to sneak on a phone. They didn't have any phones. It was just a bunch of statues and pictures of my man everywhere. Like that's I've never seen what North Korea looks like other
North
than
Korea,
that one video.
It's just a sheltered area with like it's a no fun zone. Like there's nothing happening.
no fun
So
zone.
basically,
Yeah.
there's like the main city capitals where it's like super military,
So
and
it
then
looks-
the outskirts are really impoverished.
It looks like Hunger Games.
Low key,
Oh fuck!
low key.
Yeah,
It's
probably.
Hunger Games in North Korea. They actually have fake stores because, like, when so this is what I'm explaining. In North Korea, when they have people like from other countries visit and take video and stuff, like news reporters and stuff, they have them walk through areas where there are fake stores with fake food set up to make it look like they're like flourishing, and none of it's real. None of it's shit that they can buy. There's not actually like people there that will sell it to you,
Because
and
they're not
it's-
going to show all the poverty and the starvation and everything else.
Yeah,
I'm just saying
but
they've
they're
been
not
over.
doing hot.
No, they're
They're
not.
not
Dude,
doing
he
it
starves
hard.
his fucking people.
Yeah,
And on top of that, he's not letting them out. So it's like
It'd be over.
they
Yeah.
don't know what the culture outside is, and I know that their technology is also behind as
Bro,
well.
they're sneaking DVDs.
And this
Yeah.
is
DVD.
the one dude, right? This is like the family of the dude or the Kim Jong-un guy.
Yeah, Kim
And it's-
Jong Un guy.
You know what I'm saying? Then it's the
And Kim
next
Jong-un,
then he died, right? And then it's the next dude.
It was
Yeah.
Kim Jong Il, and now it's Kim Jong Un.
Oh yeah. So see, man, just take out the
Well,
family.
didn't he kill his dad?
No, his dad died. I was
His
like,
dad-
his dad was old, right?
Yeah, he
Wasn't there something
his
about
dad.
wanting to kill his dad?
probably.
Probably. I mean, stuff like that, I feel
they'll
like-
kill family over like they'll put military and government over family.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, because I mean, well, in that case, I mean, what else do you have?
To get back to your
The
fucking
state. That's it.
Exactly.
your red fucking button press and shit.
Breaking it.
What is that story about the German guy that had to make a decision?
It was a Russian military operator who didn't
Not German.
who disobeyed orders to nuke America because they got a blip on a screen. They thought we were nuking them.
What?
It turned out being a glitch.
Yeah.
And he didn't do it. He disobeyed orders, and it turned out that he was right. It wasn't actually us nuking them.
It was a
And he
glitch.
saved
All
war.
he had to do was follow orders, press a button. Would have been an all-out fucking war.
I don't think Tim is going for a counter. I think he's going for a preemptive strike.
I'm going for a premeditated strike. Gotta get him while their pants are down.
He's
That's what
trying
I'm
to
saying.
hit them first.
Any
you know-
red button, he's gonna be like, "Ooh,
But I have a friend of mine. Not gonna say names because I'm pretty
I'm
sure.
so glad I stopped
I'm
myself
pretty
from
sure-
saying that bad joke just now."
I don't know if I'll be able. If this will be.
I'm gonna fix this.
But
This is bothering me.
I have a friend of mine, and he is in the military, and he was stationed in Oklahoma.
Oof.
Oklahoma is where they keep all of the anti-airstrike missiles that stop, missiles from stop anything.
Okay.
So pretty much, he said the job is very boring. So all they do every day is besides sit there with their hand over a button, they clean rocks every day. Like clean rocks, literally rocks, like with toothbrushes.
Yeah.
So he's like, pretty much, he said, from what I know, if they send a missile out, like if North Korea really, gets out here and actually sends one, our missiles launch automatically or something like that, and they stop them 300,000 miles outside of U.S. borders. He said, but on the off chance that we miss, they usually go straight for us first. I said, how do they know where it's at? He's like, I don't know. He's like, that's what they told us. He said, if you guys miss or if it misses or it has any EMP issues, malfunctions or whatever, he said, we're all dead. I said, well, thanks, appreciate it. Really enjoy your stay here. And I had to leave because I was like, dog, like that's crazy. So I don't know how that works. They said there's like a couple of different stations around the U.S., which I would guess, hopefully we don't got all of our eggs in one basket.
In Oklahoma.
Exactly. They're in
one tornado.
They're in actual silos. They're
Wait, so,
underground
hold on.
in silos.
Just because there was a part, I have to pay attention to audio, and I get distracted sometimes when I hear noises. You're saying that if something gets fired at us, we have something to stop it?
Anti-airstrike
Immediately.
missiles, yeah.
Is there-
Okay,
they're
so
like
it's
high-
other missiles that go after those missiles.
Yeah.
That they're just made
And you said
to,
if they miss, they do what?
They
they miss,
they
they
hit
miss.
the anti-airstrike area.
yeah, they'll miss and they'll like malfunction and they'll
And then
hit
they come straight back?
and they come straight back.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
They're like,
Wait, they get hit by their own missile?
Yeah, it's neither they miss the
That's what-
missile,
yeah.
neither they miss the missile, or somehow it malfunctions and comes back.
so just so I can get this clear.
Y'all shooting boomerangs?
That's what I was saying. I was
So just
like,
so I can get this clear,
hope
we
it's-
have their missiles coming at us. Our missiles miss. So now we have twice the amount of missiles coming
because
at
if
us.
you think about it, they're heat seeked.
Yeah, no, I get
So
that.
if
So
they
they're
miss,
just chasing the heat.
Yeah, they're chasing it.
Yeah.
So they're just gonna come back.
Yeah.
He said we're all gonna
I
die.
actually did a paper.
They don't have a self-destruct button?
Well, that's the thing. I think they're
probably
all
do.
they. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure he didn't tell me everything.
I think
but
maybe he was saying that like if they miss the North Korean missile, the North Korean missile's first target would be the anti-aircraft missile area.
but regardless, it's coming back. You know what I'm saying?
I
Yeah,
missed
yeah.
out. I gotta come back
I gotta
home.
come back. Wait. Can I try again?
Fuck. What? I think it was Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2.
Best game in the world.
Was that the one where you're in space and the fucking bombs collide and it wipes out all satellites throughout the
I'm
entire?
gonna be real with you. Any Modern Warfare game I've played, I never played the story mode.
Oh, the story is fucking fire, so you're fucking up.
I mean, I watched the ones that they did for the new one. First of all, actually, I'm not gonna say that. Continue.
But
It was
anyway,
gonna go
what I
down a
was getting
tangent.
at,
I can't.
what I was getting at was just that whole fucking thing about the
It's-
missiles colliding with
That's
one another.
crazy though. I couldn't work for. I couldn't be in the military.
But I did a paper in like
Bro, I'll talk about that later. Dude, just look at me and say I couldn't be in the military again, and we'll get into that tangent later. But what were you gonna say?
I was just gonna say I wrote a paper in like 10th grade about like lasers that they were trying to figure out, basically that whole system of stopping the missiles before they get to us, however many fucking miles out, 300 miles out. But it was
300,000.
just lasers, where
Oh,
it was
really?
just like it would just blow it up in the middle of the sky, and I was like, where are those? No, now we're just still shooting missiles back.
I mean, that was like a year, 2-3 years ago that he told me that. So I mean, maybe, but I mean,
Yeah.
I can only imagine them not having that. You know what I'm saying? The technology that they got now,
and
or they reserved just for the military.
I was about
you
to
know?
say, and the shit that we don't know that they have is probably pretty fucking impressive. So I think we're
There's
chilling.
the big reason why besides not going to, not trying to go to war, they have, okay. So, they banned nuclear warfare. That's not allowed, in the room of war.
Shame, no, wrist slap.
Right? But it's not just bombs. They have bullets that have literal, like, they just have, like, nuclear whatever in it. It shoots you. You might not die, but you're going to have radiation poisoning.
So they have radioactive bullets.
Yeah, but then...
Radioactive.
It spreads to wherever you go back to. The radioactive whatever bullet in you, even when they take it out, it's like leaking.
Yeah.
Like so it
So
contaminates everything in that area.
Radioactive material into your body. Yeah.
This is something we have.
I'm sure everybody can make it though. It's
I'm pretty
just
sure
it's just making a bullet with radioactive material.
This is talking about what stuff that they have. Where they got bullets that explode inside you. Nah, I'm all right. Like why am I even out here with a vest on if I you know what I'm saying? Y'all out here with Power Ranger bullets and
What's
stuff like that.
What's the whole thing with like not wanting to go to war again?
I don't want to go to war again.
I was gonna say, I remember we just finished recording an episode and like you came out here to like talk and everything. I went to the bathroom and then I come out and all I hear is Tim yelling about how he will go to jail before he'll get drafted.
No cap. Send me to jail.
If the draft ever happens.
If the draft ever happened, yo, take me. I'm being there with all my friends because I know none of y'all are
those
going
fucking videos where it was showing people like it was the coach walking into all the players and it's like when you deny the draft and all your homies meet up with you in jail.
Bro, yeah.
I'm not going. Like,
nah.
Like, are you for real? Like, you get a draft later today talking about, regardless of the place, yo, get on the bus. We're all going. I'm ripping it. I'll do it on videotape. Come get me. I'll turn myself in. I'm not even playing with you. I'm not going. You're crazy.
You don't want to just go to Canada?
For what? I'd take over Canada if I was president. Canada's first going. Because you're not taking over Canada?
Won't go to war.
We're not going to go to war because we're going to walk in there.
But you'll
take
over.
Pansies.
No,
like,
I'm just so confused with
just
some of your
lost
logic
all our Canadian
sometimes.
listeners.
Are you not taking over Canada if you were president? I'm taking over like territory. I'm trying to be that. You dig? And I'm taking over Canada. They not finna put up no fight. They put all right.
This is where I get confused with his logic sometimes because it's
saying,
just like I'm not going to go to war.
I'm not going to go to
but
war.
I'm going to be a dictator and murder people in Canada.
No, nobody's going to be murdered because
no one's going to follow you.
They're going to lay down. I bet you that. Numbers talk, and I know for a fact we gonna be straight. I go to, you know what I'm saying? It's over. We win. They have Alaska on the other side. I feel like we need to be connected. You know what I'm saying? It's over.
You're making a lot of sense right now.
I'm just saying. If I was in power, granted, that's why I'm not. If I was in power, Canada's first.
This is going to make
the day after.
This is going to make your photography go down, but your music go up.
Exactly. At this point, I'm saying, but no, I'm just saying this is ideas.
He said we just lost all our Canadian listeners.
Every last one of them. I apologize. Y'all still cool though, but y'all be a part of the Ethan Empire.
The Ethan Empire.
Would
you change the name of Canada?
Immediately.
To what?
I don't know. I have to think
Ethan
about
Empire?
It. Nah, it's something else.
Timmy Talks?
Just... Could you imagine? I don't know. I would change. I would change a lot of things, but it'd be lit.
So one of the things that I constantly get on people's heads about when
I rebuild the Titanic too.
No, they already did that.
Well, you said what?
They did?
Yeah, there's a Titanic too.
Yeah. Really? Where?
In the ocean.
Well, like where? Where did they did it here?
He said, ha.
I have no idea where, but
that's
in
fire.
I believe. Yeah, and it I think it already did it, or it's going to soon.
Are you going to?
It sank.
No,
I think it already did it.
No, it's supposed to take the same route that the original Titanic never made.
Same iceberg and everything.
Yeah,
they gotta track it down.
Why would you do that? Like, I'm not getting on there. That's thrill seekers. They want to be on that ship.
Why? You have this weird fucking thing with like. It's a ship. It's just got a name.
But see, look, the thing with me though.
But you already said black people don't go on cruises.
We don't. There's only one person I know that went on a cruise recently. But anyway, but I can't do it.
Yeah.
I can't do it. But see, the thing is too, I'm not a big like gigantic fan of water. Like I don't, you know what I'm saying? You fall in water like there's a 10.
Is it that stereotype?
Nah, because I could swim. I had a pool. I could swim.
Swim or float?
You know what I'm saying? But no, I can swim. You know what I mean?
Disrespectful.
I'm not Michael Phelps. I'm not Michael Phelps, but I'm talking about like if I was in the ocean, I got like a good 20 minutes, maybe like treading water before like fatigue sets in. I get eaten by a shark or some shit like that. But like, you know what I mean? But I could do it.
Before you bring up the whole Titanic 2 thing, just so you know, like, because you're like, you're disrespectful. Obviously, we're all joking, but
We're all
I have to
friends.
give this preface to people that, like, when you know somebody for 10 years and you're both on different sides of the spectrum of how life is, me being white, you being black, and like,
Damn, it's really that different.
yeah, it's fucking wildly different. And so,
Oh no.
you say
Go ahead,
some,
go ahead and tell everyone
you
Nick how
say
it is
some
to be black.
outlandish shit. Like, for example, when I was like, yeah, it's wildly different. Like, my life is way better. I was gonna.
By far. By
But
far.
like you get used to that and you forget that like you're doing, you know, in a
my
public setting,
fucking
you
God.
forget that you're
Hell
doing a
no.
podcast.
No, I'm saying you're disrespectful because it's funny.
Oh yeah.
I forgot we was even doing this. I just thought we were talking.
Yeah, the fucking mics disappear so fast,
Yeah.
and then before you know it, you were tripping over your own words, and you're like, "Fuck, I did not mean to
Yeah.
say
Nick's
that."
like, I keep bringing up masturbation stories of my childhood and I need to stop.
If you ever want to know some
I'm
dark,
lying,
if
bro?
you want to know some dark shit about me, just go listen to episode
one-on-ones.
50. Yeah, one-on-ones especially, but episode 50 a lot came out.
I'm so upset.
No, Titanic 2 coming to you at the year 2022. That's when it's supposed to set sail.
Holy shit! I
Yeah.
thought it was.
a
Wasn't
huge
it being
boat.
talked about like years ago?
It got talked about years ago because it finally got like approved, I
Oh,
think,
okay.
and they've been in construction and everything. It's supposed to be like damn near a replica, I believe, and its estimated cost. Guess how much it cost to build?
$4.5 billion.
God fucking damn! It's not a government.
I mean, I'm just saying. So you just.
I'm gonna go with
it's
like
a boat, bro.
I'm gonna go
It's
with
the boat.
a cool bill, like a cool.
It's $500 million. Y'all some buzzkill. Oh, what the fuck? $500 million for a boat?
It's the
It's the
Titanic.
Titanic.
Too.
Like I could show you right now. So Titanic 2. Like here, look, most expensive. God, I hate
4.5 billion. Y'all trying to rebuild
Yeah.
Ecuador.
You're right.
the most
Said
expensive.
Ecuador?
The most expensive yacht is History Supreme at 4.8 billion.
You're-
It's a yacht.
Well, that's
They're
how much-
building the Titanic 2.
That's how much
It's a
it's
yacht.
selling for. I'm talking about how much it costs to build. That they probably cut a good profit on the
Oh, yeah.
yacht.
Dude, that's so crazy. History
big is
Supreme
that?
is at 4.8 billion.
I've never heard of
and
that before.
Streets of Monaco, the next one is 1.1.
Streets of Monaco. That's the best name.
It is.
Yo,
That's-
Streets of
that's
Monaco
fire.
EP coming to you
better-
real soon.
You
That's
gotta name
fire.
Canada. You gotta name Canada Monaco.
No
History
cap. And get in
Supreme.
a fight with them next.
Oh, that was the boat. This is literally because it's made, I believe this is real gold.
Oh, it's made out of solid
It's
gold.
actually made out of gold.
Would you want that? You're a target.
Fuck no.
Yeah,
yeah.
you're a target.
Pirates about to tear your ass up.
No
Yeah.
cap.
This is my boat
Somali
now.
pirates.
So
My boat now.
fuck, what were we just gonna get into with Timmy Talks? Oh, so I was getting on people's heads about, and I always do, about projects, right? And about like, granted, let me give the preface that I'm not getting on your head about this. I'm not getting on your head about this because you followed a bunch of other shit. But if that was your only thing, I would be clowning you to this day about it.
No cap.
Because Timmy Talks was so short lived.
It died.
I even made you a fucking aluminum sign at my work.
I got it still.
I'm surprised you have that.
Do
The
coke off of
logo
it.
and everything. That thing was like a 2. What'd you say?
What?
What did you say?
I don't know what you say. Keep going.
What did he say?
Keep going.
What'd you say?
I said do coke. It's a great board. Kidding.
So-
Don't do drugs. Please don't. It's not good for you.
Do all the fucking drugs.
Facts.
Start with meth. So
You switched so fast.
he said,
telling
he
you,
said, don't do
yo-
drugs. I said, do all the drugs. He
Y'all
says
seen?
facts.
Did you not to we'll get back to what you were saying before you said that? I was watching Family Guy. I think I
Oh, always a good
told
time.
your boy about it. But I forgot. But there's a thing like Stewie's like a reformed drug addict, and he's like buff. He's just talking about God, like I found God, this, that, and the third, whatever. And he's telling this guy this. And he's like, "You want to do some coke? Please! Oh my God, that's all I think about." That was so funny.
So
Please, oh my god.
It's all I think about. Oh my God.
but with projects, granted, I'm not one to talk anymore. I can't fucking keep up with Instagram or YouTube, but I do the podcast and I do my job.
gotta
You
do
got a band.
Oh yeah, I got the band too. That's too many things. So,
Facts.
but what I'm getting at is Timmy Talks was gonna be like, how many years ago was that? 4? And that would have been at the peak of like starting a podcast. So,
okay, I say I don't know what Timmy Talks was.
Well,
so
that's what I'm getting
Timmy
at.
Talks
Is
was
like,
I used to do like all right, let's get into it.
It was like NPR essentially.
Yeah, because let's come clean.
NPR, the radio station.
I'm unfamiliar.
What? You live under a rock, dog.
I thought you listened to NPR.
NPR is amazing.
What's it stand for?
I forget. I always fucking forget.
I never knew what it stood for. I'm not gonna cap you down.
NPR.
I'm not gonna cap you now.
Not gonna kidnap.
I'm not gonna cap you now. I'm not gonna cap you ever.
National Public Radio. You've never seen NPR? They have all these different fucking things, all their associated acts.
Oh, okay.
NPR
okay.
posts up TED Talks and shit too.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Huh. I thought you would have known. So it was supposed to be like what, a radio slash podcast slash.
It's just like I always felt like it was like the National Geographics of like radio, because they touch so many different like
NPR.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But no, mine was supposed to be like, because obviously, like I said, I'm a rapper. So like the whole thing was I was set out to do like something for the community. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I listen to a lot of rappers, and I mean, I know my fair share. You know what I'm saying? So I was just putting out like kind of like a radio show where it'd be like I'd talk in between the songs and so on and so forth, and I'd play like people's music from around there, you know what I'm saying, stuff like that. And I'm gonna be 130,000% honest with you. I got zero love from any of that, and it's not even the fact that I did it for love. I was trying to just do a good thing. I got inspired. I wanted to do it. It died very quickly because I wasn't motivated to do it anymore. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't motivated.
Closer to you.
I got you. Yeah, I wasn't motivated to do it anymore. I mean, there was just no feedback on it. I really didn't know what to fix. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and those are at the early years where like things actually do matter, where you don't have that separation of like, oh, people's opinions don't matter. They do.
Well, that's not even the whole point of just like caring about someone else's opinion as much as it is like in order to run something like that, you need other people.
Yeah.
Like you need other people interacting with you. Like you can't do a radio show if you're just talking to yourself.
Well, no, but the thing was that he had the support of his friends. So
I mean, granted, and for always, these like these are my brothers, like, him and all, the rest of them, like, these are like, I only got like,
oh, by the way, you can list their names.
Patrick and Andre. Like Patrick and Andre and all them, like they're the only, I've known them my entire life. So like, granted, yes, I have other friends, but like as far as like everything else, like these are my brothers, like these are my core people.
Yeah, but you expect the support from them.
So I expect the support. You know what I'm saying? But I expect the support from them. But it was the fact that I was putting people's music out from out here, and I wouldn't even get a retweet. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Where it would be like, I don't care too much. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like it was more like, and I'm tagging every single person in it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not putting your music on there, not tagging you. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, okay, maybe this isn't the route for me. And I'd stop doing it. Like almost I think I did it for like 3 or 4 months straight. And then I cut it right after he made that sign. And then the coke habit set in.
And then the coke habit set in. I just realized this is a new table to do coke off of.
Okay. So it was just one of those things where it was like, I come to the realization that not every project is going to work and not every project's for me. And I tell him this all the time. He also tells me I'm going to burn myself out one day, which I did, but it's okay. But
he did. He came crashing
it was crazy.
Down. He got real sick.
We'll talk about that.
Yeah,
we'll talk about that.
I didn't want to get into that.
So, not every project is going to work. I'm one of those people that if I get bored with anything, what else can I do? And it just kind of piles on itself to where it's like, okay, I'm doing this, and I just want to be able to kind of work on everything and stuff like that. And what sticks, and what sticks, what doesn't stick, it's all right. You know what I'm saying? So like, that's why it's so cool that you guys are doing, especially for this one. Cause I'm so like blown away from that in the first place. Cause you guys are actually out here getting to it. Like, man, I'm real with you. I'm not one of those people that's going to comment on every post. We all know this. You know what I'm saying? Never one of those people in the first place. I'm not going to show fake love just to have my name on there that you can see that I posted it. But it's okay. But as far as that goes, I mean, I really enjoy this. This is cool shit. You know what I'm saying? Especially because I listen to this while I'm at work. Because I hate my job. But I hate my job. But regardless of the fact, it's cool. You know what I'm saying? So I think in a way like this was just like, you know what I mean? Like at least I get to be a part of something like this. Because I wanted to do it and it died. And
the reason I bring up Timmy Talks is just because it was the name listed, and that was why I was going to transition into the other things that we are going to talk about.
I love that name.
Being Timmy Talks? I call you that.
Yeah.
Like it was so good. And the logo was fucking cool. It had like this little blip on the last E.
Shout out to Little Peace, wherever you're at in the world. I appreciate you.
Yeah, that shit was fire. I wonder if I could actually pull up the logo. one day, dude, we're going to be able to have like a live stream of either the laptop and like people can see it, or like we'll have somebody to edit the videos and they can just plop it up. Ooh,
Right
that's
there,
a
right
fire
there.
idea.
A fat TV right in
Just
the
like
back.
how what's his name does it. Like how Joe
don't
Rogan.
say it. Don't say it.
Can I not say that?
We've actually done really well with not mentioning it.
Yeah, no. There was an episode I mentioned it when you got up and left, and I was like, "He who shall not be named."
Yeah. We say it.
I
We
get
say
it.
it too much.
I get it. I get it.
Well, to
But
be
that's-
honest,
look,
he was our inspiration for starting in the first
Yeah.
place. So I mean, like we referred to him as the Podfather.
the Podfather.
Was that
Sean's idea?
So
Mhm.
fucking good.
Sean's a genius.
So love you, Sean. Know you're listening. So with the whole Timmy Talks thing, it's not really necessarily like a problem that you stopped doing it because you started doing other stuff. Like you were still doing your music. You've been doing music for how many years now?
Ever.
Yeah.
It's probably as long as I could remember.
I would say probably since
Since high
like
school.
2010, 11,
since high
somewhere in
school.
there. So like you're getting close to 10 years of doing that. You picked up photography. Hello?
Hi.
No, my laptop started making a noise. You picked up photography, 2 years ago? You started doing video in the last like 6 months, a year? 3 months?
I've only been doing video for 3 months. 3 months.
You dabbled in it.
3 months. Seriously.
Okay, so
well,
we'll-
seriously, yeah. Dabbled, yeah, for sure. But as
you've
of,
been doing, you're doing more. And
Yeah.
so like, that's why I never got
Trying.
on your head about the whole Timmy Talks thing. Like we joked about it at first because it was cool. It was a cool idea. It was going to be like this. No one was doing audio stuff from my knowledge. No one was doing audio stuff out here. And so it would have probably picked up at some point, but it is hard when you're in that mindset
Yeah.
of just like, you need the feedback. So with that comes music, photography, video, and you're doing really well at one point with like managing all of it. You're starting to, this is where, as much as you give me all the praise, and we always talk about this, the praise
This man's the greatest.
about helping you out and getting you to the point where you're at and whatnot, you eventually got to your own comfortable route, started doing your own thing, found your own way of shooting, your own, like you shoot most of your focal length is 24 millimeters.
Shout out to Nick.
No, that's you, because I'm all close.
I bought his lens. That's why I said that.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But regardless, you were shooting at 28 before that.
Yeah.
Now you're shooting at 24, and that's your thing. And you eventually created your own, like,
you put your pants on one leg at a time. Yeah, I gotta thank Nick for that.
No cap.
and so
I'm about to start wearing skull beanies. Like,
and so now you actually have your now you have your own style, your own look. If I saw photos in a collage of like 10 people, I would know which photo is yours.
Wow.
That's mostly what I'm getting at,
Crying.
right? So you start getting that whole thing locked down, and this is where you start surpassing me. You reach out to models, you start getting actually paid to do these model shoots where you're making pretty goddamn good money off of it. And
Damn, you just putting shit out there like that?
no, like
that's fine,
he
that's
puts
fine.
he
Yeah,
like,
walking
yeah,
a lick
that's fine.
now.
That's fine.
he puts
I'm kidding.
straight up, he puts it on his story. Like DM me for shoots.
Well,
Yeah.
no, I know.
Yeah.
I've seen that where you're like,
No.
yeah, March all booked, so y'all better order for August because
I'm not
that's
putting numbers out there because I don't know the numbers, but you make money off of doing the shoots. Okay.
Yes,
So the whole point is you start doing all of that, and then you start really overwhelming the fuck out of yourself. You're doing music, you're doing beat making,
I don't make beats. Do not let him lie to you. I do audio engineering. I mix and master my own
you
stuff
make
and others.
beats here and there.
I'm
You've made a
trash.
couple.
I'm
trash.
trash.
Okay, but for audio
Yeah,
engineering,
I got you, I
I
got
was
you.
gonna get there. So
Yeah.
you make beats very few and far between there.
Yeah.
You have your own music that you record over songs, which is the movies and the shows and whatnot that plays into it as well. His lyrics on top of that, his sound bites that he uses
Nice.
a lot from shows and whatnot.
Makes life go
Audio
around.
engineering, you record other people
Yeah.
and like mix and master.
Yeah, mix and
Mix and master their stuff. You do all the photo shoots. You do 3 or 4
3 or 4 a day. If I'm
3 or
off.
4 a day.
And one if I'm
Different
working.
shoots. Not and then he goes home and edits. If he's not working, it's editing or shooting. So 3 or 4 shoots a day. I haven't done 3 or 4 shoots in the past 6 months. And so then you start including video, and you get to this fucking point where I was like, dude, you're doing way too much. Cause then you started talking about, I'm gonna start fucking recording VHS video.
Yeah,
and I was like,
and I do.
and this is where you're gonna die.
And I did. And I mean, because you're in, I got something cool dropping very soon. I just haven't put it out yet. And you're the first person in the beginning of it. I'll show you. I haven't.
Who, me?
Yeah, you.
Oh.
You haven't seen it yet. But yeah, you did. I put it in the group chat. You definitely seen it.
Of all of us
Remember?
at the house here?
Yeah, remember?
Yeah.
Yeah, that
I didn't know it was going to be in something. I thought that was just for fun.
Yeah, it was. I'm about to post it.
Oh,
You know what I'm
okay.
saying? But yeah. So continue. But yeah.
No, I was just getting at, like, talk
Yeah,
about the overwhelming shit.
Like I said, if I get bored doing something, I mean, yeah, I do all the music stuff, but I've been doing that for a while, so I don't think I feel it. Like I felt it. That was something regular. You know what I'm saying? I tried to make, time for it and so on and so forth, but it's regular. The picture stuff and all of that, excuse me. I, like you said, I shoot a lot. And only reason why I did that, I've been doing that since I've started, only because I want to practice. I'm a really, let's try this trial and error type person. It's kind of how I've done. I've never went to school for any of this. So, I mean, it's all about getting out there and getting to it. And then the whole editing thing. Usually if I have work, I usually still finish 2 shoots as far as like finishing editing and done and sent out. And then I'll usually do the next one the next day on my lunch or after I get off work, if I don't have a shoot after work, because I usually shoot at night as well. So, and then I got bored doing that, and I was like, because there'll be times, and it's regular, because you get slow times where it's like, okay, everybody's doing their own thing, they got work or whatever, school, whatever, so can't really shoot anybody or any, you know what I'm saying, or we got stuff coming up, and it's later down the road, and, get bored. I'm not one to sit in my room and do nothing if I'm not playing Xbox or something. So, I rarely do that now. But still, I'm like, okay, well, let's try to do video. And I got onto that, and like I said, I know a lot of rappers. My friends do music and stuff like that. So let's get out here and do these videos. And I started doing that. I think I did 4 or 5 videos in 1 month, and that was the problem. 4 or 5 videos. I think that whole month I maybe slept 10 hours, 17 hours, maybe, and maybe a little bit less. I barely slept. I think because I would edit.
Are you talking about like hour kind of naps for sleep?
Yeah,
kind of
like
thing?
I was taking like 20-minute naps in between like work and like going to work, getting off, take 20-minute nap, work till like 6, 20-minute nap, then go to work at 11, and then another 20. I just barely slept. Like I barely slept just because like I had a lot of work to do.
What are you doing at like 3, 4 a.m.?
Editing.
He would literally be up at that time.
Fuck.
And that's not bullshit.
No,
Like
I believe it.
it's like you could call him at any time and you would get the angle of like his phone on his desk. So you just see the top of his head and just exhausted.
Yeah. But I felt like,
And
go ahead.
keep in mind, you weren't just like, oh, I'm getting bored of this, so I'm going to change it up. It's I'm getting bored of this, so let me just add more.
yeah, but I never felt the need to stop. I like not like being busy. It's not that. It's just I like
Being productive,
learning stuff and stuff of that nature. So if I could sit down and watch a 40-minute YouTube video to do something like that or whatever the case is and try to implement it in something and, kind of throw my own twist on it or whatever, cool. Let's get it going. And if it might take me 4 or 5 hours to do one effect, let's get it going. You know what I'm saying?
And mind you, on top of everything else, like I was saying, watch a 40-minute YouTube video. That's not just for like casual. That's to learn.
No, I get it because I do that type of shit.
But then on top of that, watching shows, movies, listening to things, and watching other YouTube videos for lyrical purposes.
Yeah.
Like just literally
Everything's a
filling
learning
every
process.
fucking second that he could.
I just like learning. It's a fun thing to do. And
I'm right there with you, man.
And as far as like, especially because I was talking to Patrick, me and Patrick were having a conversation talking about, we don't do anything. I mean, I don't do anything. I mean, as far as especially even with him, like, bro, this man goes to New York and all these other cool places and whatever. Granted, he comes right back, but still,
thank you, fucking Jesus.
But still,
Bro, he goes to Atlanta,
comes right back the next
back
day,
the same day.
And it's crazy. That's crazy how planes work. But anyway, so
It's crazy how planes work.
You know what I'm
That's
saying?
how easy tangents could go. You see that right there? That was a 30-minute conversation. We just went.
So, but like, it's just crazy that like, okay, like, well, I'll be in studios with certain people and like cool people, good rappers, known rappers and stuff from that nature. And people are like, oh, that's crazy, you're doing this. I don't even see it as excitement. It's work. Like, I'm trying to be productive as possible. This is my job. So I don't really even see I think that's why I keep going or keep kind of add stuff because stuff is working out so well. And I give it up to everybody that I shoot. And again, because I say this every year, every time, it's for at least as far as I've been doing it, anybody I shoot that reaches out to me or I reach out to them or whatever the case is, I'm super grateful for them.
Yeah.
Either it be video, pictures, whatever. Because technically speaking, you do not have to respond to me. You don't have to do any of that. But I've gotten very, very, very fortunate to have all this constant work. You know, I'm constantly doing something no matter what it is. And I try to make myself as expandable, or what's the word? Not expendable. That's not the word. I don't know what it is.
Versatile?
Something like that.
Yeah.
As possible when it comes to trying to fit everything in, because, you know, it's not only is it like experience, and also is it like, you know, trying new things and stuff like that. I just like the whole thing of experience.
Yeah.
So granted, going off and trying to learn or trying to add something on, I don't think it's for the glitz and the glamour and, oh, I do this just to say I do it.
Yeah.
It's for like, this is just a new experience.
You
and I
do
want
it
to
for
try
you, not
Yeah.
You can
I do-
sniff that out when someone just does it to say they
Yeah,
do it, though.
and-
That's
you know?
really easy to find.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's just fun to me. Like, just how this is to you, that you guys, you know, sit there and bang these out every week. You know what I'm saying? Not to say that you guys don't take time with them, but, you know, you guys bang these out and
Yeah.
get them out there and promote them and stuff like that. You know, it's just the same idea.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And even with you've been posting more. You know what I'm saying? Even like my whole thing, but
You have been more.
No. It's actually my wallpaper. Up until yesterday, because I had to change it for something stupid. But regardless of the fact,
Damn, that smile faded fast. I'm glad we got video.
Oh no, I smile so I can fucking get the eye contact back.
no. But the whole thing was that, like, Nick's photography is very interesting, and I say that because he took a picture of Isabella. That picture of Isabella with her on that bed.
The Target ad one.
Jesus Christ. The colors in that was perfect. And there's certain reasons why, like, since we're on the thing of photography and stuff like that, there's certain things why Nick is a very, 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 very punctual person. And with
fucking
make
hate
sure
this
that
shit.
you drive that in there. You know, and I think that's one of the biggest reasons why I've gotten as good as I've gotten over the years. I mean, I give him credit for God knows everything, but as far as it goes, because you got to think about it. I see it like this: if I didn't want to do what he does, well, I would never do it. I'll tell you that now. I'd still just be rapping. This would be an interview about me rapping. I put that on everything I love. I would not be doing any of that. So a lot of it is just it stems from that, and that's why I give him so much credit. You might not know that, you know what I'm saying, but that's how I see it.
Yeah.
Because, you know, think about it. If I never really cared to do it, I just was like, all right, cool, that's tight.
Right.
I wouldn't be doing that. But yeah, but back to what I was saying about you posting, it's just your stuff looks so different. Same idea. If there was 20 pictures on the wall, I promise you I could pick out every 5 that you put up there.
Yeah.
You know, or 4 because you and these odd numbers. But regardless of the fact, you know, regardless of the fact, it's one of those things where it's like, okay, like, that's fine. I want to see how he does it. I want to learn how to that. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of it was just out here trying to go through the trial and error, then also sending this man 75 pictures a day, trying to figure out, do the pictures look good? What do I need to fix? And that's why I'm such a stickler now with everything that I do. Like, I did something today that had something to do with film. And that was the whole time I was just, oh, no, we got to redo it. No, we got to redo it. No, there was something in it. No, it's gotten very bad. All I hear is him in the back of my head. You know what I'm gonna say. He sounds like, you ever seen?
He'll straight up call me after a shoot, and he'll just be like, "Dude, heard you in my head today. Like, I was getting a certain angle, and it was just like, find the crop, find the crop.
No
use the power lines. Like,
come on, do it. You ever seen Harry Potter? Have you?
Yeah.
So you know the scene where where he's like following the wall and there's like a snake talking. And he's like, it's like that. It's literally like that. But I mean,
speaking in tongues in Ethan's head, apparently.
Literally on the back of my head. So I mean, all I'm saying is that everything that I do, especially like that, but I ended up getting super sick. Like, getting back to what we started on, and I'm getting super sick, and it was, and I never get sick.
When I say, when he worked himself to a point where I was like, oh, I don't think I've ever seen you like this. Like, he looked ill. Like,
I was sick.
you know, oh, you look sick. You look like you looked ill. Like, you didn't have the same spunk to you. Didn't have the same energy. No, like, the color was off. Like, you could just tell, like, you just wanted to fucking sleep.
Yeah.
And I looked at you. I was like, you need to take a break. Like, you're going to, and you're like, yeah, I am. I actually, like, called out of work. Like, I'm taking the next 2 days to not do anything but lay in bed. I'm like, good, because your body's gonna fall apart.
Yeah, and I try to, and it's real life. That was real life. It was probably like the lowest point in my life. It was really crazy, and especially it hurt me because I couldn't do anything.
Yeah.
Like out of all things, like I wanted to do something, I couldn't edit because
He
I
straight up was like, but maybe I could just like watch this video. I'm like, no, you need to just turn your
it was
fucking brain
bad. It
off,
was
dude.
bad. And it's just, I mean, you get bored, you know what I'm saying? But, and then also on top of that, like now it's a little bit different to where like I might take a Sunday and a Monday, well, the later light, like the night part of a Monday, because I usually shoot on Mondays, but regardless of the fact, at least those two, like a day or two out of the week just to decompress. You know, if I have...
Do you actually?
Yeah,
Oh, good for you.
I've tried to get better because
Nice.
it was killing me.
Yeah.
But, you know, it literally... But it was like, now I could breathe. Even if it is light looking at something, but not going to try it 2 minutes after I click end on the video.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just to sit in bed and watch something or work on audio stuff, because that's... To me, it's kind of mindless. It's not like I'm having to actually physically go out and do it. So like, or, you know, whatever the case is. So like, I like trying to schedule myself better so that I don't run myself into a hole.
Yeah.
Because
you're spreading yourself way too thin.
yeah, it was crazy. But now I do everything now pretty nicely. So I can't, I told him I can't add anything else. It's over now.
It's funny because we started this whole thing, like the whole shit talking and like that we get on each other's nerves, because we do, but we do respect the fuck out of each
right.
other. And I think that's why we get on each other's nerves.
Exactly.
But it's just funny that it's like, oh, to give you the preface. And then it's been like nothing but kindness. Once we stop introducing you,
it's over.
Yeah. It's,
I mean, hey, man. It's, hey, man.
like Tubb's going to ask a question and it's just going to get immediately out of hand.
I mean, I think everybody got the gist. I mean, I just take pictures and make music and hang out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Hit me for shoots.
How do people contact you if they are listening?
So hopefully,
I mean, we can also do it at the end, but just keep going.
I mean, 2 M's, TIMM, 3 underscores. Didn't know that. You know what's crazy?
You've been saying 2.
I've been saying 2 my entire life. Anyway, because again, that Timm Elliott guy, whoever that is, I'm telling. Oh, on Twitter it says we're getting rid of the
inactive accounts.
I'm coming for the Timm Elliott account.
Hell yeah.
It's mine. I'm just keep checking to see
Look
if
for
it's
the
there.
Timm account, TIMM. See if that one's been used.
Nah, see, because I want the 1 M. I tried to. Oh, that's why my Spotify has 2 M's. But mine is because there's a Timm Elliott that's a country singer, and he owns all of those accounts except the one on Twitter. So I can't get the one on Twitter, but it is what it is. Like I want Timm Elliott with no numbers or underscores. You know what I'm saying? But
And you only want 1 M?
I just want 1 M. Like that's all.
Why
I've
not
ever
just
wanted.
stick with the 2 M's?
I mean, I can, but I can't because there's like 17 M's. Like I can't get past that one. I don't know. I might end up give up and just keep it the way it is. But I just had to
I think
figure
2
out.
M's will set you apart.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking.
Yeah, you're right. See,
It's like your own thing.
good people.
Good people.
So, but yeah, it's 3 underscores Elliott, ELLIOTT, and just DM me. I answer all my DMs in a timely fashion. I promise.
Yeah, he does. And he actually plans a shoot, and he does shoots, and he gets
promise.
work done and doesn't not post.
Get your work done and get your pictures back in the next 6 hours. Anyway, I'm like Amazon.
I'm like Amazon.
Stop playing with me. But
Someone's using the @name Tim. It's like actively being used.
Yeah.
You know?
not. Oh, yo, is it?
TIMM.
Yo, so yeah, the TI. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Because there's the 1 M is just a picture of a guy on it.
Yeah.
Really.
And I'm like, yo, give up.
Give up.
When they tweeted that, I put Timm Elliott. The jig is up, like it's mine. Like,
Oh yeah, no. Tim is like a verified account.
Is it?
Yeah, Tim
me
is
see.
a verified account, bro.
Let me see. The one I looked up was not. Bro, what's Bradshaw
You just
though?
ruined his fucking night.
Is it Timm Elliott?
No.
No, yeah, the Timm Elliott one.
Yeah, no. I'm talking about the @name just Tim.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, it's definitely.
You know who you might actually... Yeah. Do you think him and Karina would get along?
Who's Karina?
Probably. I mean, they could talk about film.
Yeah, because
Link me.
our last guess, because this is 53.
I think
Make
that would
this
be
53?
I think if he did a shoot with her, that would be really interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, by the
'Cause her
way,
sense of
speaking of
fashion is
adding
dope.
stuff, I bought a film camera. So now, film. But I told you
Is it with 2 L's?
Yeah, it's 2 L's. It's
Yeah,
that one.
so it's an inactive account
Yeah.
that doesn't even have any
Give
tweets.
up.
Give up.
I'm coming. But anyway, yeah, I bought a film camera.
They're following 2 astronauts. And that's it.
Yeah.
What's
fake.
the film camera for? Obviously, other than film.
Why not? Why not?
Yeah, that's good.
Touch every spectrum.
Weren't you doing the Polaroid thing?
I do that too.
You still are doing
I
that
got like
with
a
every
stack.
shoot?
Yeah, I got a stack on.
No shit.
Yes. It's
You
lit.
know, if I didn't know you, I'd probably think that's some murderer shit.
You know what's crazy? You know what's super crazy?
So at every shoot, he takes one Polaroid of the model.
No. I take like 5.
Oh, do you?
And then yeah.
I thought it was like one for like the memory kind of thing.
No. So what I do is that I'll take like however many I feel or whatever, and then out of the 5 or 4, I just say, yo, pick the best ones that you want. Just leave one. So now just go like that.
Yeah.
So they get as many as they want. You know, Polaroids are a vibe. You know what I'm saying? I hate that word so much. But
No,
you know,
it's a good. It's a very
vibe.
useful word, but
Yeah.
I hate
it
it too. Yeah.
I just hate how everybody uses it. I hate how everybody uses it. But regardless of the fact, so it's just like a little stack. I got a book, like an old lady about the scrapbook, but I bought a book and I'm just gonna put everything.
You're gonna
in
be
the
that.
book.
so fucking cool.
Yeah, no, it's a
Right?
cool idea.
So, yeah,
I really like it a lot.
So I'm gonna do that because I mean,
Bro, put your shit out on TikTok somehow, and that'll put you on the map. TikTok is where it's at for getting shit popular.
Unfortunately, he's right.
no, he's right. He's super right. Everybody in TikTok is like
TikTok is the next Vine.
blowing everybody up for real.
Should we
Yes.
hop on? I don't want to do it.
Yes, we should.
No, you can do it. I'm sorry. The only reason I'm passing that on to you is not only do I not have the time,
Ooh.
I do not have the desire to be on TikTok whatsoever. I'm not being that guy. I'm not being that old. It is the most uninteresting fucking form of social media that I could think of.
He doesn't want to conform.
No, it's not that I don't want to conform.
Okay.
It's not only weird as shit from all the stuff that I've seen. There are the cool ones. I get that and I understand, but I don't want to dive into that and have another form of social media that I have to pay attention to.
Oh, you'd get addicted so fucking hard.
Yeah, it's bad. I had to stop looking at it.
No, like you would get addicted. It's like you know how like I miss Vine. It's Vine.
Yeah.
It's literally Vine.
It's
Yeah.
Vine,
And that's what I'm saying.
And it has a way more good shit on it than you think.
Yeah. No, I guarantee there's a wonderful fucking thing, a wonderful like list of stuff that you can watch and a lot of cool shit. I've seen some of the sickest fucking videos as TikToks and I just don't want to dive into that. But if you're interested and you want to control it,
I might.
Okay.
We'll see.
There's the only thing on TikTok I like is a fucking mint thing. You ever seen that shit where the dude's like fucking crack Dell laptop screen only works when you shake it. Fucking mint. Like that shit is fucking hilarious.
Hold up.
That is the funniest thing
Fucking
on
mint.
earth. Fucking mint.
Fucking mint.
That shit is hilarious.
You know what? To bring up the point itself, actually, because you just fucking touched on some shit right there. Where is it? That dude that I'm trying to find it. Hold on.
yep, it just hit me how tired I am. The second the energy stopped, the second the conversation stopped, I'm not kidding. I fall asleep right now.
I want to give
Wake up.
a mid-episode big ass shout out to Noah Ferguson from Virginia, who hit us up because he found us on his Explore page on Spotify.
Oh yeah, totally random.
No
Oh,
mutuals.
Spotify?
Huh?
Yeah,
on Spotify?
Yeah,
Spotify,
it's
Apple
on
Podcasts,
everything.
I
YouTube.
miss everything. Anyway.
But like we have no mutuals with this guy. He found us because we were recommended to him by the algorithm on Spotify. And so he started listening to us, got hooked. He's like super deep in it. He messaged us and we were talking back and forth. And he made one of those fucking mint TikToks about his car. And I was fucking howling at that shit, dude. It was so fucking funny. It was how I like even found the mint shit. And so
I
when
didn't
you
even
said
know
that,
was a fucking thing.
immediately thought of this dude.
It's
So,
hilarious. Like that is one of the funniest like things ever. I just type in mint and that's all I watch.
bro, he flicked up. You know how like old cars have like the like door
You pull
the
the
door
lock.
locks, then you like it almost has like a hook so you can just pull it up. He was like lock don't work, and he pulls it up and the whole thing like comes out of the door and he's like fucking mint.
It's real life. It's just hilarious. But I mean, hey, so I think the introduction is cool.
Yeah. Holy fuck, we spent a solid hour doing all that.
That's amazing. Shout out to that.
What do y'all disagree on?
I feel
I'm
like
trying to force a fight.
I'm trying to force a fight.
I'm not gonna bring up the number one because that's just gonna bury you.
Which one? I don't know which one you're talking about. I wish I knew. Enlighten me. Oh no! Do not bring that up.
Bringing that one
Don't
up.
bring it up.
For anybody listening or watching video, I promise you, I'm not bringing that one up
Don't
because
bring
it
it
was
up.
a joke and it will fucking turn into something real nasty.
It was a joke at first.
Okay, see, that's what the fuck I'm talking about. Because there can be facts, actual fucking facts in front of you, shit laid out 100% fucking clear, and you go, yeah, but
facts are, but it's not even. It's more opinionated than it is a fact.
To anyone who's listening, I have no idea what they're talking about.
So
either.
anyway.
No, I'm just talking. I'm not talking about that one thing in particular. I'm using actual, like, dude. If there was, what's something that you believe that I am not on board with you? Fucking what? What did we argue about? I don't know, dude.
What we were talking about when you was in the bathroom. Remember when me, you, and Andre was in there arguing over the people having the
human nature,
which still
versus laws.
Because this man said, "What if?" What did you say? He said, "What if you just?"
Okay. Hold on. Before you even say any of that, because you're going to already take it out of context, I gave you guys an example to which that example you guys misheard. And when I repeated it, you went, "No, that's not." That's exactly what I said.
He thought he repeated it.
No, I don't. Honestly, could not repeat that entire conversation, but it lasted an hour and a half, and it was fucking pure like anger.
Everybody left the room.
Oh yeah, I was fucking pissed. Like I was just like, I can't fucking. I don't even know.
Look. So let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Remember when we wasn't talking before we started?
Yeah.
I said if you are a Viking, an old Viking before laws, you're on the ship. You know, people with horns on their hats. You know what I'm saying? You running up in a village. Just, raping and pillaging. In your mind, do you know, like, the rape and the pillaging, in your mind that's wrong, right? But you're doing it anyway, but that's because it's right and wrong. You don't have, human nature is not going to just tell you, oh yeah, that's good because nobody told you it was bad. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was somewhere along the lines of that, but like I was saying, you're not, it's wrong because of what's being received. People are running from you. You're not. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So human nature wise,
it's instinctual.
Okay. Yes, and that's what we were talking about was instinct and human nature versus like
culture
when
and
people start telling you, yes, when it's introduced like, hey, maybe this is wrong. What I was saying was that way back in the day, we'll use the Vikings as an example, raping and pillaging in their head at that moment, some of them, I didn't say all of them, I said some of them don't know it's wrong. Maybe they don't understand it's wrong.
I think you have human nature and that's like ingrained in you and you have a really good moral compass naturally of just like
that's what I'm saying.
Hold on. You have a really good moral compass naturally of like being able to tell what's right and what's wrong. But I do think that it's very easy to corrupt people's moral compasses with culture and upbringing.
Because all I was saying,
because like there are people in the Middle East.
He rolls his fucking eyes when you disagree with his point.
Childish.
No, because you don't fucking listen.
I heard you.
I
heard you.
And you're screaming that it's wrong.
The way to do it is to convince. A lot of the time is to convince someone that there are others and there is us, and the others aren't us. Therefore, they're not the same. Therefore, they don't need to be treated the same.
Don't sit at our table.
And so no, it happens in all cultures all over history. It's an us versus them thing. And so like it's why like
don't wipe the truth out of your eye.
Oh, it's a fucking eyelash, you piece of shit.
It's why like for instance over the course of history like women have been treated like shit basically over the course of history because men have just been like there's us and then there's everyone else and we are the ones in control. We control everything. We just make all the decisions and then women are just there to like pop out kids and take care of the house. And so like you have, and that's wrong and it gets pushed to extents like in the Middle East, people think it's cool to just like, you can just throw acid on your wife if you think she's cheating on you or she's not listening. Yeah. Like that's just a thing people do. And the guy throwing the acid on her doesn't think it's wrong because he thinks he's justified.
But look,
that's my point.
No, hear me out. Okay. Hear me out. That was a good one. Almost. But
fucking goddamn,
but I'm
dude.
saying what you said there can be corrupted.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
So that means that moral compass, because you said everybody has the moral compass. Probably the first one that was doing it was, not all there. Let's just say that, it wasn't all there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But say that, okay, you're one of the people that's like, hey man, let's go tear this village up real quick. In your mind, nah, I'm good.
Yeah.
Then I'm like, bro, you gonna be with them? You gonna be with the women, bro? Or you gonna be with us? You dig what I'm saying?
You gonna be a pussy about pillaging,
you know
dog?
what I'm saying? But like, what I'm saying is that your moral compass is intact. You're doing it because it's to do it. I'm saying, for a fact, deep down, there's a right and a wrong, but you know you're doing the wrong thing because you still have a moral compass, no matter how you got to that point. You don't
actually know if it's right or wrong if it doesn't click well in your head.
I'm saying I'm gonna just throw a bone out there. You just throw it.
And you're also throwing a variable that you did not throw in that last conversation
because it's now evolved. And also on top of that, you was talking about somebody.
I know. I remember.
I checked out after that.
I remember now, and I remember exactly what it was. If you want to get into that,
I'm here
because we were talking.
Do this.
We were talking about politics, right? And how you said,
"Oh yeah, we were."
And how we were talking about the two separate parties.
Yes.
Okay. Republicans and the Democrats.
Yes.
Okay. And I was asking you guys. You said, well, if I agree with more points on one side than the other, I'm going to go with that side.
Yes.
I said, okay, that's fine. But if you go on the side, say you agree with 4 out of 10 on Democrat and 6 out of 10 on Republican, the other 4 that you don't agree with, are you just going to follow? And before we got to the other point later on, no. Yeah. Before we got to the other point, you both said yes.
Okay.
So I had said, and I don't remember the exact example about killing, I think it was like killing
4 million blacks and 4 million like Asians. It was some crazy.
No, it was something about it was something about killing
it was a group of people. It was
something about killing more. That's where I don't remember that exact example. But
killing a group of people.
It was like 4 million groups of people. It was like a million. Like the number was so high that I checked out the actual.
Because basically all they were saying was you have to choose a side.
Let me ask you a question.
To choose a side, and I said if both sides wanted to kill 1 million people and they were just different sides of people, like different types of people,
different
races.
It was just like different races. So black and Asian. I said, are you going to choose one side or just stand in the middle? Because their whole point was you are not allowed to be on the fence. I was like, why not?
Because you die on the fence. All I'm saying is that if in any real predicament, say perfect example, I was watching Family Guy, and they were making fun of the Hatfields and the McCoys. Granted, remember they lived next door to each other, whatever. There was a guy in the house in the middle. He's walking out. He's like, they have guns pointed at each other.
Yeah.
Let's be real. If you have to pick a side. You're not going to sit there and get shot. You know what I'm saying? You're going to get caught in the crossfire. I'm not going to die for sitting on the fence. If I'm on the fence, I'm not making a difference. I am one of the few people that aren't voting, you know what I'm saying? Whatever the case is, I'm not trying to be that person. I'm going to pick a side. I don't want to be just a non-participant. Another participant. And that's in any field, though. I'm going to pick left or right. Good has to outweigh the bad in some way, shape, or form. Now, mind you, he said you're gonna kill, like, one side's gonna kill like 4 million black people, the other side's gonna kill Asia. I'm gonna be real with you, I'm on the black side. So regardless of
that's what the fuck I'm saying. It's just that's insane to me.
But that's such a that type of thinking is like, okay, then I'm not gonna be with anybody, but they're gonna kill me.
So basically how this is boiling down to
it's just boiling.
What this is boiling to is Tim saying pick a lesser of the two evils, and you're saying no.
What would you do? Let me ask you.
And then we agreed on that, picking the lesser of the two evils. But the disagreement started due to the fact that when I asked if you don't agree with the other points, so agree with 4 points here, 6 points there, you go with the one that you agree with more on.
Yeah.
But all the points that you disagree with on, are you just going to flip and say, yeah, I'm all for it just because I'm on that side? And they said yes. I said, where? That's not.
Is that accurate?
I mean, to a certain extent, I'm gonna be real with you. I mean, I didn't vote for neither party.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be real with you. You know what I'm saying? I voted for somewhere on the party.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I didn't vote for anybody that's currently president or anybody that was going to also be president.
Yeah.
I'll be real with you, because that shit was crazy. Like, come on, son. Let's be 110% honest.
Talk about lesser to two evils.
But lesser of the two evils, but everybody was evil in that sense.
Yeah.
So I mean, you really can't. You know what I'm saying? So
so I guess the question is,
but that should really
would you conform to points you disagree with because?
It depends. Like I said, it would depend on those points.
Well,
yeah,
okay.
I agree.
This is all I'm saying. in the beginning, you said yes. At the end, when I asked again, you then said it depends.
Well, do you think they fully understood the question?
That's what I'm saying. It was a misunderstanding.
Well, all I'm saying is that I'm not going to be on the fence. If there is an election or whatever the case is, no matter who I pick, I'm about to pick somebody. I'm not one of those people that's just not going to vote, or you know what I'm saying, or whatever the case is. I'm never just going to be on the fence about anything. Like, I feel like you don't make a difference if you're on the fence.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Fence doesn't do nothing for you. You got to straddle it. It's not fun. So, you know what I'm saying? All that shit. So you got to pick left to right. I mean, what about you? Would you just sit on the fence, or are you going to pick a side?
Well, it totally depends on the context. Like, are we talking just
Let's
like a presidential election?
Let's just talk about, politics, whatever.
For like the last election, I don't give a fuck talking about who I voted for. The last election, I voted third party because I didn't want to vote for either side.
Yeah.
But that was because I could, and it wasn't going to make a difference because we live in California.
Yeah. Okay.
But if I lived in a swing state, I probably would have picked a side.
Yeah.
I probably would have put more time into it and picked a side. And which side I would have picked, I'm not sure.
Yeah, I mean, it was.
But I agree. I agree. Like, I would rather, if I know my participation matters and it's going to make a difference, then I will probably pick a side over not involving myself, because at least you know that you have some say in it going into a direction you think there's better potential for a good outcome rather than like no participation at all. Like, I think everyone like has a right to vote, and everyone also has a right to abstain from voting because like you deserve that right just as much as the right to vote. But
I feel like you can't complain if shit goes left.
Yeah, but no, I feel like if you you can't, it's a kind of like a paradox, because it's like you can't complain because you didn't involve yourself, but at the same time, if you're the person who like voted them in, then you can't complain either.
Then you finna be like, shit, I picked the wrong person. That's like really the only thing you can say. But if some shit go left, like shit's happening now. If shit's going left, the people that are like, oh well, shit, maybe I did pick the wrong. You know what I'm saying? You can't say that. You can't say that, because if you didn't vote, yo, you helped this. You know what I'm saying? Like, you in any way, shape, and form, whatever bad habits it's got on your hands, because you could have helped. You know what I'm saying? Technically speaking, we'll never know the actual factual numbers, behind the scenes. And
also, we don't know how shit would be if the other candidate won.
Yeah, but we have a good idea.
We have a good idea.
We have a good
It'd be a fucking all-out war for all we know.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like,
And
we don't
first of
know.
all, we'd all be wearing
We're saying
pantsuits.
shit's going. You said what?
We'd all be wearing pantsuits.
We're saying like shit's going pretty crazy right now, but at the same time, we have no idea how crazy it would be on that side. Obviously, it would be crazy, no doubt.
Both sides were crazy, and it was picking the lesser of two
You want
evils.
war or racist? Really think about it. So I mean, if you really think about it, like, niggas not trying to go to war.
No,
you know what I'm saying. But racist is horrible in the first place. But I mean, you dig what I'm saying? You have to really think about it. I mean, that's a tough thing to say. I'm not saying I'm for racism, because again, I did not vote for none.
That's what I thought you meant.
No. I know, right? But no, you would be surprised.
No.
It's not even like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not with all that. You know what I'm saying? But y'all talking about being black. You know what I'm saying? This is how that shit is. But regardless, it's like, you have to really look at what the bottom lines are. Yeah. And also on the end of that, he's not even. I mean, he didn't go to school for none of this stuff. You know what I'm saying? He was a business guy. You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
I'm pretty sure this was a dare.
I think if I'm being honest, I think Trump is holding it down better than like most people would in his situation, because I feel like if any regular ass Joe was in that presidential spot and like had like everybody and the media and everything coming down on them every fucking day, they'd crack.
Oh yeah.
I think you need a little sliver of insanity to be able to withstand that shit.
For sure.
That's not a sliver. It's
You get
that's a 40-ounce steak of
crazy.
insanity.
The very first time I ever actually saw that dude show emotion was he was being booed at like a fucking baseball game,
Washington D.C.
and it
game.
looked like he was gonna start crying, and I was like, oh shit, he has feelings. Like, maybe he's not on his meds, taking all the fucking crazy drugs to stay awake.
70 years old too, but I mean,
dude, he has so much energy.
All I'm saying, man, that's
drinking that bull semen.
Oh no!
Do you not know about that shit with Hitler?
What?
And do you not know about all that?
Well, I remember hearing that Hitler was on some type of amphetamine, and that's why he was so fucking manic all the time.
They think that he was on speed, but on top of that, you know how like in Red Bull, there's that whole there's bull semen in Red Bull. Well, no, if you read into it, the whole thing is
I'm willing to put down money.
It's no longer exactly bull semen, but back in the day, they would actually like consume bull semen because of the amount of energy that you would get from it.
So are you saying that actual bull semen was in Red Bull? Or are you saying Red Bull came from the idea.
Taurine is...
See, there's a difference between bull semen and a chemical both found in bull semen and Red Bull.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying
water is in bull semen and Red Bull.
If I remember correctly, bull semen was never in Red Bull, but taurine is connected to it, so people were saying it was. However, back in the day, I'm talking like Hitler's day, bull semen was something that people would consume. From what I heard, bull semen was a thing for energy that people would consume, and they think that Hitler was on speed, that he was drinking bull semen, and that there was just guzzling.
My man was wild,
and he was taking something else, which is why he was so manic. You can read into it. It's fucking nuts.
Yeah, I remember. I don't remember where I heard about it, but I also talked to Francisco about it, and that dude's a history buff.
Yeah.
But apparently Mussolini had a meeting with Hitler because he was trying to pull out of the war. He didn't want to be on, I think, the Axis powers anymore. And Hitler was yelling and talking the whole time that Mussolini didn't even get to talk. And so he never got to pull out of that side, and they went down with him.
He was just screaming
like he
German.
Didn't get a break to talk. And since that meeting happened and Mussolini didn't put his foot down and like tell Hitler, hey, we're backing out, he had to stay on the same side as him, and they lost.
They were the first ones out.
Eucadol, right? Is that how you would say that?
Eucadol, yeah.
Eucadol, the chemical cousin of heroin, was known to be more
potently euphoria inducing.
Yeah, than its opiate cousins. This is a list of things that they think and or have proof of. I don't know because I haven't read it all, that he was on. So there's Eucadol, which is a cousin of fucking heroin, crystal meth, pig liver extract, bull semen, brom nervicid.
You should never do anything that you can't say
because he was constantly cranked up on meth. Hitler unsurprisingly had a hard time getting to sleep, so the last one was for his sleep. This man was on everything, like a large list of fucking crazy shit. Like you can see, you just type in Hitler and bull semen, and the first 3 links have things that say Hitler used cocaine and hard semen injections. He literally got bull semen injected into him.
And had semen injections.
Wow.
Had semen?
You said hard semen.
Oh, had
I was
semen.
like, hard semen sounds scary and painful.
You know what's crazy?
And not fast at all.
Speaking of injections, from what I remember hearing once, is like when nurses flick the needles
it's to get rid of the air bubble, right?
Right, because if an air bubble gets into your vein, immediately it can give you a heart attack. I'm like, what the fuck, dude? It's air.
Did you hear about the Japanese like subsection of the military during World War II that performed human experiments?
Yeah.
On the prisoners of war.
Yeah.
One of the very, very many experiments they did. Basically, they like put human beings through like such extreme conditions just to see what the human body could endure.
Yeah.
One of the things they did was they would just pump air in your blood.
Jesus fucking
Just
Christ.
see what it would do. Just not even a bubble, just air. And apparently it was like your body goes on, like feels like it's on fire and you die.
Oh my God, dude.
Look right now. We'll get a little raunchy. Look up like Japanese human experiments World War II.
That's why they got nuked twice. Not once. 2 times.
Oh, dude.
Japanese human.
Unit 731. Yeah.
I got Xperia, and it filled the rest of it with experiments World War II.
Yeah, look, just now type in, now that we have the name of it, type in Unit 731 experiments. Or actually, unless the wiki page has enough detail.
Hey, Wikipedia is going out of business, and they need donations.
I donate to Wikipedia.
I fucking hate you.
If you're stop this video, go donate to them.
$2.75 today can help you get a better grade on your essay tomorrow.
No cap.
It's literally, he read the $2.75 thing on the fucking on the laptop.
Wikipedia. Shout out to my boys. Come on, we're trying to help y'all out. It stopped me. It said, "Hey, help us."
Frost. Yeah. Okay, so other experiments, because like they have it's just activities. What is that? A vivisection? Vivisection? Vivisection. Thousands of men, women, children, infants, intern at prisoner of war camps were subjected to What is this?
Look it up.
Also known as V-section, is surgery conducted for experimental purposes on living organisms, or on a living organism, typically animals with a central nervous system, to view living internal structures. So they would just cut people open and see how it works?
to see how their body works.
And then
Thousands of men, women, and children and infants interned at prisoner of war camps were subjected to vivisections, often without anesthesia and usually ending with the death of the victim.
oh fuck, they were just cut open with nothing.
Nuke.
Nuke.
It says vivisections were performed on prisoners after infecting them with various diseases.
To see how it would fucking oh my god.
Nuke. Town.
Researchers performed invasive surgery on prisoners, removing organs to study the effects of the disease on the human body. These were conducted while the patients were alive because it was thought the death of the subject would affect the results.
No anesthesia.
Nuke.
No anesthesia. Just imagine like you get captured in war and you're like, oh, I'm chilling. And then they're like, we're going to cut you up. We're going to inject you with the plague and then cut you open to see how it affects your stomach.
Like, welcome to the V section.
So you got the vivisection or V-section, whatever the fuck, biological warfare, weapon testing, other experiments. Lists are frostbite testing, syphilis injection, I'm assuming, rape and forced pregnancy.
Nuke.
War.
That's why they got nuked. I'm telling you, there was no other reason.
And the majority, if I believe correctly, the majority of the people that this happened to were Chinese people. It wasn't like if people right now are picturing this and they're picturing like Americans in these camps having this happen to them. No, it was prisoners of war for Japan were mainly Chinese.
If y'all
civilians.
didn't know, Japan and China are not friends. They've never been friends.
Japan has always been the little brother that ended up
Broken off.
invading them at one point. But like you heard about the rape of Nanking. Yeah, that was basically like stuff like that was how they captured so many prisoners of war. And like they used to use Chinese prisoners of war as bayonet practice.
Oh my god.
But you know what's crazy to me?
And target practice.
You know what's crazy? If like really think this through, like hear me out.
Oh, well, here we go.
I'm
Hot
ready.
take.
I'm in for it. Let's go.
What did they find out? Just really think about it before you say, oh, what did they actually write down? Do you think that there was really any like intense like
breakthroughs?
You dig? Like, because if that was the case, I feel like we would know something. I feel like it was torture and like they were like,
oh, okay.
Well, they were past it. Nah, I wasn't gonna do one of those. Just
oh, okay. I was about to say. Fuck.
I think they were trying to figure that out so they could probably figure out how to create better soldiers for war.
But who was?
But if
who to shoot
they very well might have found out just to like understand how infections affect the body. But like they very well might have found out some shit. But I really doubt nowadays anyone's going to credit Unit 731 with the discovery of any medical breakthrough, no, even if it was them.
No, like you know what I'm saying. But like, what you can't cure syphilis, right? People like that's still not a cure. You could treat it, but there's no cure, right?
I can't remember if that's one of the ones that's incurable.
I don't remember syphilis. You can't cure syphilis. Obviously, I'm gonna guess the plague is gone.
Yeah, the plague. Sometimes
I heard it comes back every now and then.
It comes back when people eat illegal animals. Yeah.
No, did you see what happened in L.A. because of the homelessness problem?
Oh, okay.
That there was an outbreak of the
oh yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah, there was an outbreak of the plague in L.A. The actual fucking plague.
What do you think? What do I think? Solve the homeless problem in LA?
Oh Jesus.
Hot take.
I think
because remember they were just
I think hold on before we get into that, the current syphilis treatment guidelines from the U.S. Centers of Disease Control and Prevention, the CDC, recommend what does that say? Parenterally administered penicillin G to treat all stages of syphilis, including pregnant women infected with syphilis. So I guess there's somewhat of a vaccine.
Is there a treatment or a
vaccine? Is different than a cure.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, there's a vaccine, but
is that the cure? But it sounds like administrative means something that's gonna be ongoing for the rest of their life.
There are no home remedies or over-the-counter drugs that will cure syphilis, but syphilis is easy to cure in its early stages.
So if you got type 4 syphilis, it's over.
Type 4.
It's over.
Stage 4 syphilis.
Stage 4 syphilis is over.
The homeless. The easy
problem.
question you asked.
Yeah.
I have a take on it, but go ahead.
I think there are a lot of different reasons people are homeless, but I think there are two main categories. One being drug usage, and the other. All right, so three. Then we'll put
Yeah,
do it.
really go over the whole spectrum.
One being drug usage, 2 being mental illness, which both bleed into each other, and 3 being not getting a way to get back on their feet. There are a lot of people who lost their jobs, are completely saying don't do drugs, but can't get enough money to, say, get a car to live out of. And if you get some nice thing that's going to help you out, you get it stolen from you on the street. And so I think based off that, investments in types of like rehabilitation centers that are government funded, so they're not charging people to get people better mental health therapy and better like drug recovery systems. And then as for the people with that are just down on their luck and can't get money going, I would say maybe like and very well the thing that I list right now could be already implemented and broken and not working, but maybe an area for like free showers where people can get themselves cleaned up for like job interviews and stuff, and an area to park their cars safely that's locked up so they don't get stolen. That would be something along the lines. Because I remember, I don't know if you've heard of, I think it's called Invisible People, but it's a YouTube channel where a guy goes around and he like sits down and has like one-on-one interviews that last like 15 minutes to 30 minutes with homeless people. I binged them for a little bit, and a lot of people were talking about how like it's just so hard to get a consistent job to where like you can get enough money to even do anything. Like you can't, even if you get a job, you can't stay like fresh enough to where you like keep the job because you live on the street, or if you get something like a car, people will steal it from you, or even a bike, people steal it from you. So it's like you save up this money from a job and then you lose your mode of transportation to get to your job, or you lose the thing that you gained with the money and you get right back at ground zero again.
Yeah.
There was a dude who worked for like the Department of Defense, salary job through the government, homeless in Oakland. There was another guy who he was working in like a tech startup, and then he like hurt his back, got on painkillers, lost his job, and started using heroin because he couldn't afford painkillers because of the withdrawals, and is on the street stuck. And it's like people,
Fucking
and
wild.
it's like not just homeless people that are just like, oh, I had a 9-to-5 McDonald's and then just like got laid off and didn't do shit and got addicted to drugs and now I'm out. It's like people with like really well-established jobs that you would kill to have right now, who found themselves on the street within like months after losing their job.
Yeah.
It's fucking nuts. So it's a really complex.
I think you pretty much covered it all. I think one of the biggest things is the whole mental health issue. It's like everyone's like, oh, it's a homelessness problem. Build places for them to sleep and for them to put their stuff and safely secure everything. And it's like, no.
If they're not in the right state of mind,
they're not going to do that.
You can take somebody into your house.
Like I got firsthand experience of that shit. It's not, it doesn't matter what the fuck you do. The second that, like, yeah, they seem like in a normal state of mind for a little bit. And then all of a sudden it's just, okay, they're right out the fucking, they're out there again.
All it takes is a switch to flip, or
it's not
relapse
even a switch
to happen.
It's not even a switch to flip. Like I'm dead serious. When there are people, like there are homeless, you can go up to any homeless person and start talking to them, have a conversation like this, and nothing happens. Their brain just has a short circuit real quick, and they are now the drug addict person talking to you, where they're just out of their fucking minds. They don't know who you are. They're like, what do you mean? I haven't been talking to you. Like they'll lose their fucking shit right then and there. So it's like you have to, first of all, you have to deal with the fact that drugs rewire brains. Meth literally rewires and reconnects your brain. It detaches fucking, I don't know if it's neurons or whatever, but it detaches certain thinky parts in your brain. And then,
oh my God,
I love saying that. And then reattaches them in ways that your brain, it doesn't make sense. So you start having all these short circuits and basically a whole miscommunication inside your brain, which is why all the crazy shit comes out. And that's just meth.
Yeah.
Like that's not everything else. So you have the mental illness that you have to take care of. You have the stuff that's irreparable. So there are some cases that just aren't going to help. You have to have places where, let's just call it, where people now they are dependent on the meth, dependent on the heroin, whatever the case may be. They have to have something where a doctor or a professional administers the drugs properly, where they can now survive. And it was something that was actually talked about on Joe Rogan's podcast. Some specialist came in and he was just explaining the fact of like, to put people back in society that are dependent on the drugs, they need a certain amount that would allow them to function at a normal level that doesn't send them over into like the sleeping area or where they lose their shit, and not giving the under dosage, whatever the fuck you want to call that, too little, where they can't
Have
function.
withdrawals. Yeah.
So you have to now administer it where they literally walk in. It's what they have work at 8 a.m. They walk in at 7 o'clock. They're out the door by 7:45. The doctor has shot the heroin into their body just enough to get them through the day, and they just function as a normal part of society because now they're dependent upon it.
Yeah.
There's so many different factors, and everybody just goes, build a big gigantic building and put them all inside of it. No, they're all gonna fucking die in there because they're all gonna start sharing their drugs with each other.
I remember there's
Needles.
I remember there was
I
this
love how
person.
you're ad-libbing shit.
There was this person who tweeted, like, there was a tweet and it was about like someone who just purchased like a 25 bedroom house in like the Midwest. It's like some big mansion.
Why?
Because money. And
Bet.
they had like this like fucking huge estate with a ton of rooms, and somebody quoted it and they were like people really like have all this to themselves when like this could solve like a homeless problem or something like that. And it's like people just think like a roof is enough.
Yeah. No, granted.
But people take homeless literally.
Yeah, that's
You know,
the thing.
Yeah.
it's not why they're homeless. There's
Right.
no, apparently to them there's no thesis.
No.
It's just the name.
Oh, what
Yeah.
a statement.
Like it's no thesis.
Yeah.
It's they're homeless.
Yeah.
Get them a home.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
It's just I think the only problem I see with that, and I mean you had some good ideas. That was fire. But granted,
Thank you.
most people break locks and jump in gates. You do like armed guards, but
Yeah, that's
but
what I'm saying.
But
You
then
need-
again, armed guards and just not a good look for.
And then it creates more jobs.
Well,
no, it would.
I'm saying
getting
like
shot. You know what I'm saying?
I guess it would depend on what area you put it in, but like
But you got to think
there's
about it.
always
It would have
going to be that there, but you could have security. Yeah.
Yeah, but you know what I'm
No.
saying. But regardless, I will say that. Oh damn, lost it. Continue. What were
I
you
was just
gonna
gonna say on a realistic, like really thinking about it, not a optimistic, not pessimistic, a realistic point of view. You think that shit's ever gonna get fixed?
No, and I will tell you why. Nah, because you got to think about it too. The number of them, number of homeless. No, it's not say them. The number of homeless. You really have to think about. Okay, they've been homeless for just say 30 years.
Yeah.
So regardless of them trying to get back on their feet, drug use and so on and so forth, and going on and off and trying and not trying and all that stuff. Some of them are too far gone as far as mental.
100%.
You know what I'm saying?
But
So
like if you create a good enough we'll say society to where you can catch people before they fall into that, then it would be the way to get rid of it.
Yeah, but like if we're looking at homelessness as a pie,
Yeah.
right? And we say 55% of people that are
Currently homeless.
currently homeless are already been
Or too far gone.
or too far gone.
Mm-hmm.
How are we catching the other percent? There would have to be like a homeless alert.
Well, I'm not saying like
I get what you mean though. Yeah.
no, I don't mean like be able to save the people who are already homeless. Like that's obviously the goal, but I mean to have precautions in place to prevent more people from becoming homeless who aren't homeless now.
I will say that I think they would be treated like prisoners. And I say that
Who?
the homeless people.
What do you mean?
Hear me out.
Treated like prisoners where?
Hear me out.
Okay.
If these facilities and rehabilitation centers and stuff like that, I do think deep down, at least not every last one of them, but I think they would be treated as some type of criminal only because, first of all, the nature of what we think homeless is. You know what I'm saying? We would say, we don't go down that street because of the homeless issue. You know what I'm saying? And what would be the issue? They're violent, whatever the case is. So you put all these, you put all the homeless in one room or whatever the case is, and you're trying to help them out. They all kind of have some type of violent tendencies. That's how I think people would treat it. You know what I'm saying? It wouldn't be so much as help. It would be.
Oh, you're saying why it would never get fixed?
Yeah, you know what I'm
is
saying? Because
okay.
people's outlook on how homeless people are, nobody's willing to tackle that. Nobody's willing to be like, okay, well, they're people too. Everybody's down on their luck. Sometimes it could be worse. Nobody looks at it like that, and I feel like
I think a lot of people do look at it like that. It's just those like are the people that are out there volunteering right now at the soup kitchens, like.
But I'm
really
asking another
helping
question.
out.
And realistic, without being optimistic and looking through rose-colored glasses, you think that helps? Now, when I say helps, I mean not for the moment. I mean
In long term.
In long term, I want you to really think about it.
Talking about the people that do the drives and the food
just do the
shit
drives and all
that.
that because we hear about it, But how often do we hear about it?
No,
It's not really a publicity
and this is also
thing, though,
but,
either.
But no, I'm saying if it's not a
he's
publicity,
saying people changing their lives after it.
Yeah.
He's saying how much does that one thing help? Now, I think that's a case per case thing. Now, let's call it 200 people show up to the food. 200 homeless people show up to the food drive, right? Maybe one person gets inspired to change their life. Maybe one person meets someone else. So it's a case per case basis. Mostly, yeah, food drives are helping in the moment, and it's just one of those things where it's like, give them a meal and then go back to my normal life. I get what you're saying, but to some extent, it's still the humanity of it. It's still giving people a meal. It's still.
I think they're better off with them than without them.
Of course.
Yeah, no, and no, I'm not
So
saying to
therefore, I
stop
think
them.
it helps.
I'm not saying stop it. Yeah, I'm
what
saying
he's mostly getting at is what are we doing now, and
besides food drives.
But what are we doing now? Period. That is actually making permanent change, and honestly. There's not much.
And
how educated are we on the subject?
But I'm also saying this. When you said it's not a publicity thing, wouldn't you want to spread the word like, hey, we're doing this for these people if you want to come out? I'm only saying that. I'm not saying people are out here trying to get fame off food drives.
No.
That's weird. But no, I'm saying you want to spread the word to as many people as you can.
Yeah.
Because like you said, it's a case by case thing. You know, they might meet somebody that's just like them or whatever the case is, because people like that, people that are homeless want to relate to somebody too. You know, nobody can relate to them.
They want to be treated like people, not homeless people.
Exactly. So I'm saying, wouldn't you want the biggest outcome that you could get? So that, just for the optimistic purpose that you might change somebody's life other than just giving them food. Because, granted, yeah, they want food, but, you're not going to talk to them. You're going to say, here's your plate. Have a good day. You're treating it more of customer service than you are a humanity thing.
Well, I guess you have to look at the purpose of the, activity that you're holding. Like,
Yeah,
no, I know.
Going.
You have to look at the purpose of what you're doing. If the purpose of a food drive isn't to inspire these people to change their lives, if the purpose of the food drive is just to give them a warm meal to keep them going, then I think that it's doing the job. If there are other programs that none of us are aware about, or other things that people do that try to deal more head on with that particular tactic of and trying to inspire their lives to change it, or for the people who inspiration is the cure to their homelessness, then I think people would tackle that differently than a food drive.
I feel like nobody wants to be preached at. And I will say that.
Yeah.
Because you have Grace Resources and stuff like that do a lot of those food drives and so on and so forth. But if I'm not mistaken, I think they are a church. If I'm not mistaken. So again, nobody wants to be, not when I say preached, I don't mean church preached. I just mean preached in general.
Yeah, no one wants to be told what to do. Get your sorry ass up.
You know what I'm saying?
Life could be this way.
I just feel like somewhere in between there's a happy median. There should be a median that kind of encompasses both.
Yeah. But
not so much where you just said if we're just doing this to give them food, by all means do your thing. But I feel like that's a little degrading, and I say that not as harsh as that word sounds. It's kind of
you think it's
don't let this become go ahead and say
let me try to steelman what you're saying. You think that the time, although it's a good deed, the time could be spent in something more efficient and more helpful.
A little bit, yeah.
And that's why it's degrading, because it's you're just giving them a meal. What else are you giving them?
It's like feeding pigeons. Yes, the same lady's gonna show up every week and come give us food, but then there's nothing really else there. I'm just here for the food.
I think it would just. I think that stance would have to rely on how the homeless people are truly affected by food drives. If food drives are what is helping a young guy out there who's on the street, it's what's helping prevent him from going to rob a liquor store to get money for food and resources. If he's going to the food drive instead, and that's helping him stay away from that, then that's doing more outside of just filling his stomach that you don't see. Or if it's what's keeping someone literally from starving themselves, because a lot of homeless people refuse to panhandle just because it's even though they're at the lowest of low, they don't want to get to, they don't want to do that.
They want to compromise.
Yeah. And so if it like genuinely helps keep people from starving themselves, or maybe gives people like, I can't imagine how like disarrayed and low energy and unfocused you would be like relying on scraps for every time. So
it's like an idle mind. Like,
yeah,
you know what they say
and so
about
like you probably are in a haze all the time, just not getting enough sleep, like sleeping on concrete, and not getting enough food, and not being at your like most productive self. So getting that like actually really good full like meal might be enough to like get that person into a better state of mind to like make a better decision when it's necessary. Things like that, where it's like I feel like it touches more than just nourishment.
I think, but I still think it's. I mean, I would love to see the stats on it.
Yeah, and I'd love to like kind of have more of a firsthand experience,
but not by a big organization. I wouldn't want to hear the stats from a big organization because I feel like the numbers would be tampered with on the low. Just because,
what kind of organization would you think?
I don't
not
know.
Be trustworthy?
It would have to be something that isn't.
Would you trust Red Cross?
No, I don't think I would. It would depend, but I feel like that's more like national disaster. I don't know too much stuff that they do with the homeless.
Or not, what am I thinking? Not Red Cross.
Salvation.
Yeah, Salvation Army.
Probably, don't they do toys though and shit? I don't know too much.
Well, they
about
do
them
toy
either.
drives, they do clothes drives, they do food drives.
Yeah, so, I mean, that would be cool, but I would want to know just strictly on how much or what reform they're doing other than just feeding them, because an organization like that, granted, probably the end job. Okay, we fed these people. Let's pack up. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And then it wouldn't be too much else after. You know what I'm saying? Other than just giving so, because you can give so much. You can give so much. You know what I'm saying? I could give you everything in this house and be like, okay, cool. You know what I'm saying? I felt like I did my job. But, you know, what are they going to do with it? I feel like you should give them more of I wouldn't say a path, but I would say more of an opportunity.
Yeah.
You know, just how we were just talking about the dude losing his job and stuff like that. The dude losing his job and stuff like that would be like, okay, he's homeless now. If I go apply for a job, you know, I'm not, you know, presentable. There's no way for me to get a job. You know what I'm saying? There has to be like things implicated for them to be able to get back on their feet, to thrive and stuff like that.
So to have like something where you have like an organization open up jobs that are entry level jobs purely meant for homeless people, that doesn't judge them off being homeless. I wouldn't
say purely for homeless people, but I would say something where it accepts everything, because I feel
I would say purely for homeless people, just so you don't like have some like random ass dude who could get a job at a fast food restaurant go get that job instead, when this organization is like meant to get homeless people off the streets into a job with an income do something.
But I do think that you would need regular people to help that.
Oh no! I'm not saying all stations run by homeless people.
That's what I'm saying. Where it would have to be something where it would be, you know, if it's
there would definitely be like oversight.
Yeah, it would have to be. Yeah, that's 100%. What I'm saying.
But like say like you have like them like you know how like the city has like people who are like gardeners for like plants on the streets and shit like that. That's what I'm saying. Or like people who like they have like the prisoners come and they'll like pick up trash and stuff like that. Like I'm sure like there are jobs where people could help in the city or help with waste management and stuff like that.
I'm saying you have these gigantic $billion, no matter if they're non, you know, y'all got money. You know what I'm saying? Where y'all could make a branch in your helpful community, as far as like I'm saying the business, and do something like that. Homeless helping homeless, you know what I'm saying? Whatever the case is, give it a name, you know what I'm saying? Make it, you know, make them feel important, then, you know, have them clean up the streets, you know what I'm saying? Whatever the case is, you know what I'm saying? A job's a job if they're getting money for it, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
And then I wouldn't even say like, oh, you got to give them a place to stay. No. I mean, you just need to get them
as long as they get an income and it's steady. Then
exactly. I mean,
people
then
can
what
really
they
do something with that.
You know, and what they do with that is what they do with that.
Exactly. And if they use it on like harmful things or things that where the money's going to waste, then let the next person get the opportunity.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Because that person is part of that 55%.
I think if the three of us who, if I'm aware of all three of our knowledge, know little to nothing about helping the homeless and about like that type of organization, I think if we can come up with an idea like this, sitting down at a podcast within a handful of minutes, I'm pretty sure someone has not only come up with this idea, but probably implemented it too. And it's probably out there somewhere helping people. Go
ahead.
And so like, I feel like I get this inclination that we're so far uneducated and unaware of what's going on in the homeless like community and what's going on to help those people out that there's probably a lot more being done that we just don't see because it's not exposed to us.
But see, that's the problem. You know, as far as social media goes and things of that nature, the whole point of social media, besides the gossip and all the other fun stuff that social media has, it's to promote, put the word out. You know what I'm saying?
It's weird that like stuff that's super beneficial like that
doesn't
almost
make it.
well, it almost has like a resistance to go viral. Like it's only if something is truly like heartbreaking or pulls at your heartstrings that it does go viral. But if somebody just tweets out like a charity link, nobody's just going to retweet it just to retweet it. Like people just don't do that. And I don't know why the dynamic is that way, but for some reason, like it's just harder for those like Good Samaritan things to gain viral traction when everybody else loves a good joke rather than like a serious like community like effort.
And again, I get that, but I'm just saying, as far as money goes, if you're, you know, depending, like again, if you're not a huge company, which again, it's just a nice thing, but it's probably the reason why we haven't heard it. But I mean, Twitter promotion, Instagram promotion are a thing. And I'm telling you, especially the way that it's going now, how all these companies are money hungry, they're going to put it in front of you no matter what, as long as you're paying. You know what I'm saying? And if you care about what you're doing and you're caring about, you know, your, I would say craft, but I mean, if you care about what you're doing and what your movement is, I mean, put everything you have into it. Is this how I see it?
I think also a huge role that plays a part in it is like a lot of these big companies are like all about profit. And so, with that profit comes more money that you reinvest in the company and grow the company and so on and so forth. And then you get these like mega companies like Amazon and Google and Apple. But a lot of these organizations that help out with like homelessness or with disease or any type of like downtrodden civilian are typically nonprofit organizations. So like the only way for those to grow are through donations and like voluntary work. I feel like if there were some way you could have a trustworthy profit-based organization that helps with that type of work, it would be way easier for them to actually grow because they have a profit coming in that they're trying to make that they can then reinvest in the company to grow the company. But with nonprofits, it's like you're not trying to make a profit. All the money goes towards helping these people, and therefore the organization only gets as big as however much people let it get.
I mean, I just think, and I mean, obviously this is being more optimistic than I mean, I guess reality. But I mean, I don't think. I mean, again, I'm probably wrong. Like I said, it's a toss up. But I mean, how many people are we giving money to that say that they're helping the charity? And I say that because we don't believe them. If they say, "Oh, this is for so and so and so and so," something we've never heard of, if it's not the Red Cross, the Salvation Army, Grace Resource, whatever, we're gonna say, "Oh, you're pocketing this money. I'm gonna walk in this store now." You know what I'm saying? So I think it does boil down to trust as well too. But I mean, I just feel like there's other ways for them to do it to get it in a bigger audience.
Yeah, and
you know what I'm saying?
And there's so many different causes to donate to at this point. The main thing that truly gets people like behind a cause and really like pushes for charity work and gets involved is personal connection. Like people don't really care about like lethal skin cancer until your family or friend like your family member or friend that you know gets it and then dies from it, and you think, this was awful, this was suffering that I had to go through, and I wouldn't wish this upon anybody, and so I am now like inspired through that loss to then go make sure I can prevent that exact suffering I went through to as many other people as I can. And it's the same thing with there's a certain disease where like people have to be isolated from other people with the same exact disease. There was a movie with Cole Sprouse in it recently.
Cole Sprouse.
Oh,
and
I forget
does movies.
The fucking
I know what you're talking
about.
From
Zack and Cody?
Disease.
They
They have
an oxygen tank and all those different things.
Talking about the thing where your skin falls off.
No.
And yeah, let's see if you can Google it and find it and it's like on the tip of my tongue.
Cystic fibrosis.
Yeah, so cystic fibrosis. In the term when talking about like mainstream popularity, nobody cares about cystic fibrosis. And every single person that I've personally met that cares about cystic fibrosis has a personal connection to cystic fibrosis. But very rarely do you hear about people who truly care about that disease and want to eradicate it that have no personal connection to it, that don't have a family member or a friend who's got it, or watch someone go through the loss of it, or are like their career path is in diseases and that one particularly interested them. But like, I have no personal connection to it. And so like, I don't like have that same strong like urge to then go and donate to that cause or volunteer for that cause as like one of my friends would, who has a personal connection to it. And so it seems to be like the strongest indicator for someone to really steer in a direction is how they're exposed to it and how much it touches them. And so usually when it comes to charity work, it's because somebody like knows someone that's hurt by that thing and they don't want someone else to go through the same shit. And like every now and then you get some like weird, like almost like social revolution that hits people, and everybody all of a sudden wants to all donate to the same cause, like right out the gate. Everyone's hair's on fire and they all want to do it. A beneficial example is like the 20 million trees thing that Mr. Beast is doing. Everybody wants to donate to the trees thing, and like Elon Musk donated $1 million to it and all that stuff. And
just $1 million? I'm kidding.
I was about to say, bitch.
There's $1 million. He didn't have two. He didn't have 1.5.
He donated $1 million.
Everybody
to it.
bought his truck.
And then another example of it, one that didn't turn out so well, was the Coney 2012.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
Do you remember that shit? And it was like literally a month before that. Nobody gave a fuck about the child soldiers in Africa.
Down, no, was that real?
No.
Okay, that's what I thought.
It was a scam.
It was a scam. Okay, cool, bet. That's what I thought.
And so, like, literally, like, even like the week before that, nobody gave a fuck about the child soldiers in Africa. A viral video that's well produced comes out and hits the internet in a blaze, hits Facebook in a blaze, because that's what was popular back then. And everybody is everyone's posting about Coney 2012. They're changing their profile pictures. Everyone wants to go to Africa, guns ablazing, and free these child slaves. And nobody cared up until one point, and now everyone cares. And that's because it's literally until you have that personal exposure, that connection, that thing that tugs at your heartstrings, you're not going to just arbitrarily donate to a random ass foundation unless you run some weird podcast where you make goals that you don't hit and then you have to throw your money at it.
all I say is, you said something in the beginning where you said, looking for, if you're looking for a charity to give to,
yeah,
they're all, all the same thing or whatever the case is. We're not on the fence about charities either. We don't be on the fence about nothing.
I don't know why you're looking at me. I am so tuned out.
Wake up.
No, yeah, I threw that joke about the ABK podcast up for Nick to catch, and Nick was like,
didn't even catch it. No, you keep,
love you guys.
You can keep going. Look, I'm very tired. I've been trying to keep up with you guys.
Yeah.
No, I'm dead fucking serious. And anybody that's watching video is probably going to see that I have zoned. I've just been staring at the laptop. I lost track. And so I was just letting you guys do your thing. So keep doing your thing.
Yeah, but as far as that goes, I mean, it's a nonstop uphill battle with it. But I just thought that was interesting to see what y'all thought about.
That went on for quite some fucking time.
I mean, it's a good ass topic. Let me tell you.
It is.
Yeah, and
we out here.
It makes me want to go to like a soup kitchen or some type of.
I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. I'm gonna be honest with you. I mean, it gotta be something like, I gotta just be invited, but it gotta be like, I don't know. And I think too, I'm gonna tell you this. I'm not really a huge people person. I'm not. I take pictures, I do all this. It's very interesting. Like, it teeters. It really teeters. You know that.
Yeah.
It teeters. So, like, I have anxiety doing this. Even though I wanted to be on here, I didn't think about it until like yesterday, and I was like, oh fuck, I gotta
get the camera and the lights and everything.
Right, and I was like, I gotta talk. But
you're killing it.
And also seeing my face. That's another thing. I was so good without showing my face for about 4 or 5 years since I started this.
You know what we forgot to do?
It's okay. Don't say it. Don't say it, because somebody's gonna steal it.
We can do it a different.
Yeah, I got you
next time.
But so I think like I don't know if I'll be like, I'm down, but also I'll be like, oh, that's I don't know. I think I feel weird, not because it's it's homeless. I just think it feel weird just because I
involving yourself in that dynamic.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's one of those things where I can't. It'd be hard for me to keep a conversation. I'm just gonna look like a douche. You know what I'm saying?
As shitty as the statement is gonna sound,
just
and
say
although I wish it wasn't a true statement,
say it.
Going and volunteering at a homeless shelter or at a soup kitchen isn't for everyone.
It's not.
I wish that statement was true. I wish that statement wasn't true. And it's always a goal to push for people to be more comfortable with it, to go and do that. But straight up, like, I can list some people off the top of my head that are just absolute pieces of shit that I would not want anywhere near a soup kitchen.
I mean, I feel like everybody can do that. No matter how high you hold the people around you, whatever, good and goddamn well which ones is out there giving out to the homeless and which ones wouldn't if they had to. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I mean, again, if I had to, sure, whatever, we out here. But if I'm not, if it was a choice, no, I'm not going. I'd rather give money. I'd rather just give you my bread and hopefully that. That makes a difference. It goes somewhere. You know what I'm saying?
The crazy thing is, and this won't be a tangent we go into, even though it's related.
It's lying. I'm about to jump right into it.
We're only purely talking about the homeless problem within our own country. This has nothing to do with the worldwide poverty epidemic of every other fucking country. Like, we have arguably...
Well, we're not even talking our country. We were mostly talking our state, were we not?
I'm talking about LA.
Well, I'm just thinking, like, when talking about, like, the homeless problem, I think of, like, the homeless problem in America. Okay. Because, like, AV has a homeless problem, and then LA County has a homeless problem, and then California has a homeless problem, and then America has one. So it's like you can zoom in or out, but we have homelessness running rampant throughout one of the most flourishing countries in the world. The other countries that aren't as good as us, as well off as us, should I say? As good as us, I mean good as in well-being.
This is why they don't like us.
Yes, this is because we talk like that. That aren't as well off as us have it way worse. There are so many places that don't have, like, running water and electricity.
Clean water.
And yeah. And we're over here talking about, like, people get their bikes and cars stolen. And
they
it's
ain't
like
got roads.
Yeah, like, they don't have roads to drive. They don't have, like, medical assistance for diseases. They're born into a life and suffer and die, like, all the time. And we could completely fix America from the ground up, and that would be, like, a fraction of the amount of people that are actually going through it. So, like...
We just understand that our scale is very different.
Well, and it's such a crazy thing because you would think, like, $1 towards an LA County homeless shelter probably won't make that much of a difference, but $1 towards, like, a kid in Africa probably would make a huge difference.
Well, our money in other places goes crazy.
Yeah.
But, yeah. I mean, I'm not going to say it, but we're just going to... you know what I said, the whole thing about Elon Musk? Like, you're going to give $1 million?
You have to...
I get it. I totally get it. I understand. Trust me. But what's his name? The dude that owns Amazon gave all that money. Somebody was like, "Oh, you couldn't do 100 million, like something like that." Which I get it. You know what I'm saying? It's first of all, it's their money. Second of all, I mean, they have to give to charity. I think it's like by law they have to or something like that.
I don't know.
Unless the law changed. We are in California, but they have to give to charity, and I think it's. I forgot. I'll look it up later. But but there's a reason why they give to charity. A lot of times, obviously, it's not publicized or whatever. But they give to charity mostly because they have to. Then some people, just do it because they're good people.
This could go into a crazy tangent, and
it's all right.
Like, I would really want to.
It's okay, Nick.
Welcome back.
No, Welcome back. Really do have to understand. Sleeping 2 hours and then been editing all day, and I have to literally get back to editing immediately after this. It's like,
welcome to my life.
Dire. I have to get it done today.
No, you're preaching to the choir about sleep over here.
Yeah, right. So
you got me and Tim right here.
I hear you.
One final point, if I can, and if you guys are cool with that, is like, just because you have a large sum of money doesn't mean that you need to give a certain percentage of it away. You have $100 billion and you want to give 10 million, whatever. You're giving 10 million more than anybody else that's bitching about it.
If the people who say, well, you couldn't give another zero at the end of that, said that for every single like donation that the person gave, then like it's like how do you decide where they put their money and what charities and how
And
much?
that's exactly what I'm saying. Somebody who makes $36,000 a year, right? If they donate 1,000 of their dollars, that is their choosing. But then they want to sit there and be like, well, I donated 1,000, I make 36,000. You have 100 billion.
You have to donate 1/36 of that.
No, exactly. Right.
It's like a tip. You know what I'm saying? It's like what's a
like
good percentage of a
eat
tip?
fucking shit because you couldn't donate 1 million in the next 10 years. This guy is doing 10.
Yeah, even though he could donate his whole fucking net worth, him donating a smaller percentage of his net worth than you donating 10% of your net worth is making a better difference for homeless people. And that's what matters anyway, is the difference you make.
Let's just use that as the fucking person bitching. They're like, how fucking dare you, Bezos? And then they just go and order something off of Amazon. Like, the reason that he has that money is because he's a businessman that holds on to his money and donates where he can, when he can. The amount should not matter.
He probably got a charity account.
No, granted, if he donated $10, eat a dick.
Yeah.
But the man's donating more money than you've ever seen in your life.
Yeah, than you'll ever
And that's
be worth.
the only fucking place you're seeing him drop it, but you don't know where else he's putting his money.
Yeah, that's the thing too. Is like billionaires, I'm sure, don't like publicly announce every charity they donate to.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, but I think because it was so much money, it made it.
It's probably because it's so much money, it made news
It was
on its own.
96 million.
You want to know where he made his biggest donation? To his wife. And that is how we can end this podcast.
Well,
I'm so mad.
Real quick.
Shouldn't have sent those dick pics, idiot.
God,
Shouldn't have sent those dick pics.
Wait.
He sent nudes. They're getting a divorce. She's getting half the company. From what I know.
I can't say what I wanted to say on here.
Just fuck it. Just say it.
There's an Eddie Murphy thing, and he was talking about, forgot who it was, and he was like, what's fucked up is he already had $55 million before they met. She divorced him, she got half. He said he should have got himself an African bush bitch and she wouldn't have known anything from anything. I was like, oh my God. But yeah, I mean,
those are the most expensive dick pics that have ever existed.
Prenup.
One thing I don't understand is when people get all like pissed about like people being billionaires in the first place and like have this idea that they're just going to give their money away when the entire reason that they're billionaires isn't because they just have like a bank account with 7 fucking zeros at the end of it or however many zeros. I'm not going to figure that out. It's because they own a company that's worth that much money.
Yeah.
It's like all of their money is in stocks in their own company. If they wanted to give that away, how would they even do that?
Their net worth is what they're worth.
It's
That's
their
the
net
money
worth.
that
It's
they
not
have
their
in
bank
bank.
account.
Right.
But I want to know what they're like. Get their
He
card
has-
and swiping.
look,
What's your
no-
variable
that's
balance?
the thing.
You know what I'm saying?
You still cash a check from your own company, but if your company goes up in value because of how the public values it on the stock market, you don't get to just like pull that out like it's a piggy bank.
Well, like Amazon, Walmart, and there's one more are like all elephant stocks. So a lot of them have already hit like their cap. So like it fluctuates a lot. Like I know Walmart does. Like Walmart's almost in the red every single time. But it's because a lot of the times their cap is so high, you buying into that stock, like there's really no reason to, you know, so you're gonna end up losing a lot of money. But like unless you're in the company.
Yeah.
If you're in the company and you're full time, you automatically get stock. Or something like that. Like I know
a lot of companies do that.
You know what I'm saying? Like so when I quit, they finna cash my, you know what I'm saying? I can either keep the stock there or I can cash it out. You know what I'm saying? So like it's a win-win in a sense, but like it's also just super interesting. But like I get you.
Yeah, I just don't understand, like, because a lot of people were talking about how Bill Gates is worth however many $1 billion.
Jesus.
And people are like, it's bullshit. He should donate. I think 108 billion. And people were like, he should donate 100 billion of that because then he'd be worth 8 billion and his lifestyle wouldn't change. And first of all, that doesn't even.
You know how much 8 billion? Like he's living a crazy life.
They're like, he should donate Microsoft.
Just give that Microsoft.
Just give it over.
Everybody needs typing skills.
and like my thing is like, first of all, people when they say that don't even take into account philanthropy and like all of that. But on top of that, how do you give away that stock. I just don't understand that. Like, you can't just, especially to people who need it, like, you can't just walk over to a homeless person and be like, download Robinhood and then let me hook you up, because
Shout out Robinhood.
like, all you're going to do is just get stock. And then what are you going to do? Sell that stock, the same stock that everyone else got and no one else is going to fucking buy?
And then pay taxes on it.
Yeah. Like, it's like if everybody gets fucking Microsoft and they want to turn it into money, that means they have to sell the stock. Who's buying it? Because everyone has it. I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking too simply on it, and there's some like vast, totally like achievable way that I'm missing. But on the surface, it doesn't make sense because their net worth isn't liquid.
It would anyway.
No,
Nick's has been trying to get us to shut the fuck up
because I really have,
minutes.
it's not even the tired part. I don't care about that. If I didn't have anything to do, I really wouldn't mind. I have 4 hours to get this done, and I'm not going to be able to get it done.
What are you doing?
It's shopping a wedding.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. And
well, I'll just say the points till after.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Are you sure?
I'm good. It's all.
Okay.
It's literally.
I don't mean to be that person.
It's doing this.
We were
It's
supposed.
just gonna
We
get
were
deeper
supposed.
and
To,
deeper
we
and
were
deeper.
supposed to start at 5.
It's all
be
right.
done by like
What time is it now?
7. It's 8.
Oh, that's okay.
So, and we still have to do the intro and breakdown, and I just don't have to. I'm so sorry.
No.
I hate being the fucking person
the
to do this.
podcast isn't our job yet.
I know. Well, even if it was, I still have other jobs. So, Ethan, thank you
No
for
problem.
being on. Appreciate
Sorry.
you very
That
much.
was ugly.
Tim, Ethan, Timmy Talks,
Yeah.
Redface, and
That nigga.
yep.
I said I would. That nigga. That's what I meant to say. You can cut that one in. That was ugly. But hey,
all right.
man.
With that, this was episode 53 for everybody that is watching video. I promise I was interested. I'm just tired and I was stuck on my work. And I tuned out at some point, but I think the episode went really well. And
I think.
no,
I remember.
no, I really do. I can look at the audio and see that at like an hour and 45 minutes to almost 2 hours, so a good 15 minutes I was just silent. But no, it was a fun fucking episode. I just, like I said, I lost track and I was like, I can't jump back in. I'm trying, but I can't.
Super solid episode.
Yeah.
You were originally on the guest list when we started the podcast.
Hey, man.
So
We're
He
here
was
now,
so
though.
upset when we
I
had
was
other.
hot.
when
I
we-
should have been first. But it's
was-
all right.
he looked at me. He's like, "Can I say who?" Yeah, you know
Yeah,
him.
fuck it.
When we
Oh,
had,
wait. No, don't.
who was on?
Yeah, I know exactly.
Before
What you're
you?
talking- Yeah, don't do that.
Oh, okay.
Don't do that.
Okay.
Please don't.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
All right.
wait.
Never mind. Just
Nah,
kidding.
don't do that.
Okay.
It's okay.
anyway, thank you guys for listening to the podcast. That was
All
great.
right.
Episode 53. We'll catch you next time. And
Oh, go fuck yourself. I almost forgot.